ABU intro.
You're listening to Up Banged Up.
You are listening to All Banged Up.
Who that? Who there?
All right, here we go. We're back. ABU 7. We got a great show for you guys today. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to be answering some voicemails from you guys, from our listeners. We're going to be talking about some hot debate topics. What makes a pro snowboarder? Do they need a board? Etc. We're going to be talking old heads, because our guest is a big fan of that. We're going to be talking some current events in snowboarding, some fire clips that we've seen. And let's introduce our first guest. We got Joe Sexton in the booth. Joe, what's going on? How are we doing today?
We're doing great, Chris. Thanks again for having me. Happy to be here.
Fresh off the plane from Lake Minnetonka, you know, ready to go, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
We also got Reid Smith in the booth. Reid, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. And we always got to do it with the finale. How we doing today, Stony Buds?
So good, my dogs.
Oof, it sounds a little different live. It's got a little different ring to it.
You say dogs?
Plural.
Too?
Plural.
Nice. Thank you.
With a Z?
I got the pack with me. I got a whole
Switches it
I
up.
appreciate that.
pack of dogs.
So I think we're going to start things off by just getting right into it and taking some guest questions. So we got a whole new setup here. We got a whole new rig, and we're going to pop it off. Here we go. Let's hope this thing works.
What up, boys?
Hey, what up, Chris? E-Stone. Big fan of the show. Just wanted to call in and ask, if you guys were to build a modern-day dream team comparable to the Forum 8, who would you put on nowadays? Later, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.
Well, let me tell you, that is a fantastic question, because we just so happen to be doing the SFL today, the Snowboard Fantasy League Draft. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be picking our top 6 favorite pros and assembling a hypothetical super team. It's not for contests. It's not for street parts. If you're building a board brand and you got bottomless budget, who you putting on the team? But we're not doing Forum 8. We're actually doing Forum 6 because budgets are a little tight. It's 2022. There's a lot of budget issues. So, Seth, throw to the intro. Let's get into this.
Welcome to the SFL, where we are picking our top 6 snowboarders to build the ultimate snowboard team.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the 2022 Snowboard Fantasy League Draft. This is invigorating. How you feeling, boys?
So good.
I'm nervous, to be honest.
Reid?
We got this.
Okay.
There's $100 on the line.
Yeah,
no?
so exactly. Basically, what we're going to do with
Kinda need that.
our fantasy team is we're going to pick 6 riders, and we're going to post each one of our teams on Instagram, and you guys are going to vote for the ultimate team. And one of us 4 is going to win $100. The best, most stacked team. Again, it's not about like contests or street parts. It's just assembling a group of juggernauts, you know.
Chris will be rigging the results to pay himself.
That's absolutely right. It might be a glitch in accounting. We're also going to do this draft snake draft style. So how it's going to go is it's going to go Joe, me, E-Stone, Reid. Then Reid's going to go again. And then it's going to come all the way back around the horn. It's called the snake draft for those of you who don't play fantasy football.
Snake.
Like me.
And you
People
have
like me.
you have 15 seconds to do your pick. And if you do not come up with a pick, I have a list of names that will be said auto drafts. So we may be doing some auto drafts as well. First pick, we got Joe Sexton. 15 seconds on the clock. Here we go.
My pick is going to be, I want to say out of respect for, there's going to be no public snowboarders on my team because I don't.
Is it 15 seconds up yet?
Oh, and my pick is Tommy Gesme.
Wow. Great pick. Why are you picking Tom?
Tom's a good friend of mine, extremely marketable snowboarder, very good with people, and when I see him, I just think he exudes a pro snowboarder. He's going to be one of my top picks.
Okay. For my pick, 1-1, clock has started. I'm going Zoe. I'm getting in, you know, first of all, if you're going to get in the contest scene, you want to be on top of the box, and she's about to go on a 10-year run of pure domination. So just figured I'd get in there and just kind of lock up the contest scene with Zoe on our hypothetical snowboard team here. Okay, pick number 3, Buds.
That was my pick.
Okay, 15.
I'm going Perky then if you're going Zoe.
Jill Perkins.
Start the clock.
Good choice.
Why? Because she's dope. And if
That's why.
Chris took Zoe, she's going to dominate that scene. You know Jill's dominating the street, so let's
True.
go.
Okay, Reid, 15 seconds on the clock.
Jed, pretty self-explanatory. Jed Anderson.
Okay.
I haven't heard of him. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, is
Kind
he
of a new guy.
new on the scene?
Coming
is he
up.
actually sponsored? Or?
Just
I
about
guess he is
there.
now on your team. Or he was. Anyway.
Okay.
That's
He's
a
the
good
best.
pick.
Pick
He's the
two.
goat.
That was
Oh,
actually going to
two.
be pick two.
I'll go Arthur.
Arthur Longo.
Diverse the portfolio.
That's a good one.
This
Good
guy
choice.
took two of my favorite picks, but I'm going to go Mike Rav.
Ooh.
I need that youth version of Scotty Stevens. No disrespect, Scotty, because you're still dope, but Mike's that next. Scotty.
Well, it's good to know that,
Okay.
Scott's still on the roster. Okay, 15
Yeah.
seconds on the clock.
For you, Chris.
I'm going Jake Kuzik.
Ooh. That's good.
Classic.
I'm going to
Flawless.
diversify my team quite a bit. Tommy on one end, and I'm going to go Ayumu Hirano.
Oh, damn it. That's a good pick.
Good pick, dude.
Okay.
Good looks on the diversification.
now you got to go
I'm
again.
starting to build. Oh, I go now.
Snake
again.
draft.
Okay. And then after him, I'm going to go Savannah Shinsky.
Okay. Solid pick.
Damn, I was gonna pick Jill or
That's
Savannah.
pick 3.
So. All right.
My pick 3 is none other than Lucas Magoon. We're going Lucas
Sick.
Magoon.
Love that, dude. I'm going
right.
to go Red Gerard.
Oh,
that's
what
a
a
good one.
great pick. Great pick, buds.
I'll go Cody Warbs. Can kind of board on anything. Great attitude. And Danimals for the same reasons.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I need that slope style next Olympic, dude. I know you all think it's Ayumu, but I'm going Su Yu Ming,
Wow.
Whoa.
the Dark Knight from China.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some 2100s out of him rather quickly. Okay, my next pick, I'm going Scott Stevens. I got to give one for my boy, Scotty
right.
Steves.
That's a good one. I like that one. My pick is going to be Ben Ferguson.
Ooh, okay.
And to follow that up, I'm going to throw in a Cole Navin.
Cole C. Navs. Is that 6 total, Jules? Or is he on?
No, he's on. Cole was his 5th.
Cole was his 5th. So am I on pick 4 or 5 right now?
You're on pick 5.
Pick 5. Okay, here we go. Man, this is tricky. A lot of my picks got taken. Okay, I'm gonna go Cooper Whittier. I'm going Cooper Whittier.
Great pick.
He's actually
Genius.
on
Great
public.
pick.
You know,
Wow.
taking one of your riders. Joe?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Mason Jar, that young Am.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Solid.
And these are my last 2 picks.
Yep.
I'll go Baden and Kennedy Dak.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Respect.
That's a good one.
All right, Bud's 15.
So many of my riders
14,
have gotten moved
13,
up.
10.
I might just
9,
take this down to
8, 7.
I need a Japanese dude.
6.
I'm gonna go Ryu.
5. Oh,
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
really wanted to auto draft.
Mostly because of that wig he wears out there
That's a good one.
and the analog jacket.
Your auto draft pick was going to be Scotty James, just so you know.
I'd
Wouldn't have been the worst.
dude.
Okay.
Jeez.
Last pick for me, wanted to go backcountry hog. A lot of names got taken.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the female riders I had on my list definitely taken. So I'm going with Colonel Kotzenberg, Sage K.
Wow.
Didn't I pick him? No.
Oh,
No, you didn't. No.
we kind of all slept on him.
Yeah,
bro.
Colonel K got slept on last pick.
He was on my list.
He
Okay.
was on my list, too.
My last list, and this may be, whatever, but Chris Grenier.
Wow. You're definitely going to lose, dude.
Yeah, kiss that $100 goodbye.
I'm going for all levels
Jeez,
here.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, you want to
Kiss,
get
hey, Kiss Pro Model sales goodbye. You better not put any names on those boards, dude.
Yeah. That's true.
amazing.
That's mine. Chris, I got you.
I appreciate
Wow.
you, Joe.
I got
I
you.
appreciate you.
Reid was on my
feels
list,
good.
but I didn't go there,
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Wow, so that wraps up our SFL. That was pretty invigorating.
That was exciting.
That was exciting.
Chris, can we get just the top 6 names on the auto draft, maybe?
Auto draft. I mean, I just went random names off the top of the head.
No
So,
rhyme or
I had
reason.
so
I was
many
just
names-
curious
I had so
what's
many names
over.
written
Okay,
down,
yeah,
and then
I'll
I was
go.
like,
Here we
just
go.
Like,
My auto draft was Scotty James, Desiree Melanson, Blake Lamb, Blake Paul, which is what a great pick. Ethan Morgan and Chris Corning. Those are just the random 5.
That's a good team.
Or 6, I thought.
It's hard to build a good, I had so many names, and then I was just it's hard to
whittled away.
especially on the spot.
What's funny though is all my names got taken.
Yeah.
So we were all kind of thinking.
We're all kind of on the same page.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page. Okay. Well, let's get into some clips here. We're going to talk about some snowboard clips. The first one that is my favorite one. We haven't had a lot of parts drop, so we don't have a lot of street clips or backcountry clips to talk about. But we're going to start with this cab 5 that Torgeir Bergum does. It's on a park jump. He goes cab 5, and then he yoinks it to late method.
Yoink.
What do you think about that thing, Stony Buds?
I got to say, that should be like trick of the century. I mean,
trick of the century.
That thing is just a beautiful, beautiful maneuver. Before that, it was the shifty, way back in the day. That was a beautiful maneuver. And bam, look at this style master right here.
Yeah.
Love it.
And especially in the world of snowboarding, it's going 1800s, 2100s, and then it's like, boom, cab 5 method, bang him over the head.
I'd like to see another angle of that, but I'll just look that up on my own. This underneath angle, he's staring at us as he's coming over, which is cool too.
I wonder who filmed. Is that Gimby? I wonder who it was.
Gimby would be in the air above him or something, or flying next to him.
Reid, do you think you got that?
I can't do a method.
I don't.
Really?
No. I mean, I do, but they're super shitty. So nope.
We got to get
I don't
training
got
day,
that.
get Reid out there and someone teach him a good method.
I do think that'd be really hard to make look good.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You watch a Rev Tour, and there's 25 kids. They can all do back 10s. Every kid can do a back 10, but none of them can do that.
No. Or
it's
make it look
harder
that
than
good.
a 1080.
Yeah, I think it's hard to make that look good, and it's way harder to do than it looks.
It's kind of his trick, though, too. It'd be weird if all of a sudden a lot of people, just one kid did it.
What's up with those straps on his boots? That to make them stiffer?
Those are volley straps, and they basically to wrap the bottom of your pants so you don't get snow up your pants. A lot of backcountry nerds use them.
Really?
We got some.
Oh, I thought it was to make the boots stiffer or something along those lines.
Wait,
I
where's
don't
the
think so.
strap?
It's just around
Orange
his
right
pants at the bottom.
Orange right here.
Nice. Yeah, that's to keep your
looks like a-
snow from going up your
Whoa.
pants.
It's like a ratchet?
Yeah, I don't know what's
It's
up
a little
with that.
rubber strap. You can use it for anything.
Check. What do you think about that, Sexton? Are we going to see that in the streets?
I've never seen that. It looks, it's interesting.
You don't see those
Is that
in the streets.
is that a hot or not, Sexton?
I got to see it in person and the functionality.
You
'Cause
think we'd
people
pitch
have
them? Would
you have
young
cuff
Dolly wear
pant.
those or
Yeah.
not?
There's cuff pant.
Also, those, he definitely has a cinch on the bottom of under the
the
pant
pants
or
have a cinch.
something.
But is he trapping in and then he
I feel like
straps
that's to
in
make
that?
his
No,
boots
This
stiffer.
is the situation. No.
They come in handy for other things.
We'll get Torgeir on the line and
I got to get to the
debunk
bottom of this.
But
But if he's strapping that in, Reid,
It's got a little clip.
No, the purpose of that is so snow doesn't go up your pants in the backcountry. That's why when you're walking around, you guys might not know that. You're in the
he's
streets.
not in the backcountry.
You guys are walking around in 1 inch of snow on pavement
Yeah.
and shit like that. In the backcountry, you actually are on snow and you don't want it to go up your pants. So that's what that's for.
But you can also
Yeah, but
take
he's
it off
riding
your
in
leg.
the park in New Zealand.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
So I think it's to make his boots stiffer. I wish I had his number.
doesn't make
I
your
don't
boots
fucking
stiffer.
Give him a ring.
They're very soft, and you can take them off and connect other things to your backpack with them. They're handy. It's like a MacGyver tool. as
I'm
well.
not
Is this
buying
a
it.
brand that makes this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very common in the backcountry pack.
That's
wanna
why
have
I've never
those
heard of
things.
it.
Yep. Okay, Zoe, we're going to get into my 1-1, actually my first pick here. Zoe Switchback 12. I think it's an NBT for women, and she's just
That was incredible.
Is this
swagged
real
out
time,
on
or is he really spinning that fast?
No, I think that's real time, but
It is real
this one
time.
looks a little slowed down, though.
That was
Okay.
incredible.
That's slowed down.
Yeah, that's really.
What do you think would happen if you try to switch back 12 on that jump, Buds?
Dude, her arms. She's got MFM arm going. If I did, I would explode.
Yeah,
I would just.
I could see you hooking your heels right on the table.
Yeah,
and just-
I would just be upside down. Upside down, head's gonna hit the lip. It's gonna be an interesting whole thing. It would be very exciting for you guys to watch.
It would
but
be exciting.
very
You
hurtful
might
to me.
spin 1260, but you're just not
Dude,
sure
I'm
where you're gonna
kind of
land.
top heavy, and I just instantly go upside down.
Joe, what do you think would happen to you? If
Same
just guns to the head?
exact thing. No, I'd probably
Same
I'd
thing.
wind up. And I'd do like a switchback 5, and then I would just open up, and I would just go.
At the rate you do your front one on, switchback 5 off, it's the same speed as this. I think you got that, Joe. You just need a
got it.
rail on the way in. You
Yeah.
go front 150, and then you just
Reid, that's what I got. From 150, and then
Switchback 12.
I've seen you do a 540 off the end of a rail, so I think you could do that. You're 2 feet off the ground.
That's a daily driver for Jay Sexton the Kid. All right, let's get into Dusty. The double back rodeo 1080 stale fish you did. This thing was freaking certified beast. beef right here.
Is that Switch?
No, he's Goof Troops, dog.
All right,
Would
all
get
right.
your stances
My bad.
together.
Chris, is that Wagyu?
I think that might be Wagyu. It could be Kobe.
Yeah.
Who's filming him?
It's some type of rare delicacy
It's certified.
beef that's definitely certified. Maybe
Aged.
Angus.
It's
Angus?
probably aged 40
Do you think that's
years.
Angus beef?
Yeah, that's aged A1 Angus, aged 40 years, melts in your mouth.
I lost what you guys were talking about.
We're talking about beef.
Okay, let's
Beef
keep it
It's
moving.
bomb hole insider stuff.
Okay,
We're not
we
really
got
tuned in
two
yet.
more clips to talk about. We're gonna talk Mike Little, honorable mention. It's actually an old clip, but he's just been on a tear, and I'm just a fan.
I'm a big fan.
He's a
Absolutely big fan.
Midwest.
Did Torment post this?
Impaler, I saw. Maybe Torment did. Could be
It's in
Torment.
the Impaler
Yeah.
movie, but
Yeah.
I think Torment.
Yeah,
You're probably right.
Impaler movie, obviously, but Torment's been
amazing.
posting a lot of cool older shit. Reminded me of Parker Zoom's Spark Plug part the other day. Had to rewatch it when I saw it on the gram. So
That's a classic.
definitely keep your eyes peeled.
And he's a dad too. But
Mike's
yeah.
an incredible.
Mike,
incredible.
not Dr. Zoom. To clarify, Mike Little, the dad,
I
not
just saw
Dr.
Mike.
Zoom.
I just saw Mike yesterday. He's awesome. He's a great person, and he's so talented on a snowboard. It's wild the stuff that he can do with so much control and good style.
I'd like to see a Mike Little on one of those arbor boards. I'd like to see a pro model board. I'm just going to throw that out there.
That would be nice.
Dave Marks in marketing.
I back that.
Sorry, I got something. in my
You're
throat here.
sleeping?
Yeah.
Sleeping.
Okay. Last clip. This one's an interesting one. So Dusty did this line in New Zealand, and he's riding, and was talking with the group here at the bomb hole, and basically he comes off this next rail, he goes switchback lip, and then he reverts in the middle of the line, which is a kind of a hot debate topic. What's your guys' take on the revert? And the double Todio on the last jump is just Wagyu beef. What's your guys' take on the revert midline?
My take?
Yeah.
It looks nice. I mean, I don't know. It's
You're
like,
a fan.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't. That doesn't bother me. I think the rest of the shit he does in this is so impressive that I don't think that really matters.
I didn't.
But I think if you're saying like you want to debate about if that's a contest run, it's a different story. But it's clearly just like a clip for the gram. So it's like him just having fun. He looks like he's.
You think contests they'd nick his score?
They do. That's a fact.
I think they
Yep.
maybe
Wow.
they should. Yeah, if you got to build your line to like not revert, and that's
What's wrong with a little
Nothing's
mid-revert,
wrong
though?
with it, but rules are rules.
Yeah, I
You
think they
stone.
should maybe change that rule.
They could, but I think for that, if that's the rule, and that's
It's
kind of
not
how
like
it is.
his skill was off and he fell or something,
Agreed.
and that's why he reverted. It's
Yeah.
a purposeful revert.
But if you count that, what if you come down heavy and then you do a revert, and then it's like, oh, I was trying to do it.
it depends on your style at that point, I guess.
It's true.
Reid?
Joe, video part, someone reverts in between two clips, or two rails. What are you
not a
thinking?
problem.
We've seen it. It's
Yeah.
fresh. It can be cool.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
Or a little bump 180 or something. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell if it's on purpose or not. And I think
He should have done like an ollie late tap revert or something, middle style, that little dead lung thing or something. I don't know.
maybe.
No, I think it's
we're all
He's,
pro-
not,
we're
he's not having a contest run.
You
though. He's
pro
just
revert?
riding.
You're pro revert?
depending on what comes before and after. If it's like two 1260s and you just didn't know how to spin one way and you had to revert,
Yeah,
then
there you go. That's a good
pretty
point.
whack.
That's the I think with contests the art of the run is like linking together landing switch and regular and being
Right.
able to put everything to I landed back 12 and then I wanted to do a switchback 14 but how do you piece it all together and not that I know anything about those tricks but
Yeah. Also depends on who's doing it, because I could watch Rav do 5 back 3s in a row on a jump line, and I'll think it's fucking dope, and then someone else that doesn't have the flavor does it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that dude doing?
But that could be said about anything. He dragged
Yeah.
his face on the ground. It looked kind of cool like, the way he did it. Like, it just depends on who's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm pro revert personally. I'm pro revert. I don't think they should dock points. I think
Really? Just the run's the run, and that's part of it?
What if you do a tail scrape 180 like butter in the middle of your
Yeah, that's
run?
what I was saying.
That's not
style it
not
out.
quite a revert, right? Like
True.
It's like I think that he's intentionally going to fakie, and then if he did it in a way that was like spiced it up, then maybe it adds to it.
I wonder what the judges would think of that tail scrape.
Sage used to
revert.
do that stuff,
Yeah.
I think, back in the day. You know what would be sick is that wouldn't dock as a revert if you just did a flat ground back 3 spinner like Rav does in between the jumps.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you catch
Lose
your
a bunch of
edge.
speed, knuckle.
Back three is going to just get you to where you're
I
going.
picture
though.
myself doing that, just
You're
hooking
not going
toe
the other
edge,
way.
just-
Right on your big contest run.
Yeah.
Down a nice icy landing.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try
Hug.
that in my big X Games run.
Yeah.
I'm going to just try to throw in that cute back three.
Olympics. So you've been your whole life. You're building up, coming into the last booter. You go back, tray bombs.
It's all
catch
lining
your
up.
toes,
Snow
scorp.
snake.
Yeah, that's a bit of a Jacob Ellis situation right there. Ooh, too soon. Too soon.
Yeah,
Too soon. Too soon. Okay, so let's get into another hot topic. So on Jesse Burtner's episode, we talked about what makes a pro snowboarder. Okay, and so it's very loose in the snowboard industry. Some brands give pro model boards to riders. Some brands are just like, like Burton, for example, everybody's just on the team on the website. It's not really segregated whether you're AM, pro, or whatever. What do you think a brand needs to do in order to turn somebody pro? Who wants to start this one off?
This guy owns a board brand.
Public, yeah. I guess
I'd love to hear what he thinks.
As far as the caliber of riding, or as far as what the brand's responsibility
what's
is?
the brand's responsibility? Do they need a pro model board?
I think yes. I think the answer is yes. I think, to be a pro, I think it's when you get enough of a demand from a rider that they're going to be able to sell product. I think that's a big part of it. Is like they could be really good. It's not like a market, but it's just like an obvious like we're going to put this out there. And there's also a level of like they've done enough. They're at that point, and everyone kind of feels when they're at that point, and then it's up to the brand to kind of capitalize on that moment. And it's always a momentum thing, like a couple video parts, this and that, a couple cool things, maybe a cover, and then it's like they're pro. And
So
I think for
let's
sure.
say Scotty James, he doesn't have a board sponsor. He's out
Not
at the
true.
Olympics.
He rides for a cryptocurrency board company, which is
does?
a whole nother wormhole.
But
to get into.
he's not going to have a pro model, but you're going to say he's not a pro?
No, it's a good point for sure. I think there's a difference between like those like video part pros where it's like more mimics like the skate culture than I think like the contest pro. I don't know. Reid?
I'm kind of right there, but I don't think I think it's cool when the company like makes a board for someone. But
Yeah.
for instance, like Spencer and Derek went pro at the same time.
Yeah.
And they just announced it as them being on a pro team and did like a party for them.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And they never had like their name on a board, but obviously they're both still pro snowboarders. So I just think if you signature gear or just like announced on a professional team or something.
Yeah, because Spencer did have a boot, right? So then it's like he has some kind of gear. I don't think it necessarily has to be a board.
But I don't think the boot was
tied to
at the
it.
same time
Okay.
as all that shit going
that's
on.
a good point. I think signature gear, it has to be some like identifier of like why you're pro.
Yeah.
So we can agree on that probably,
Yeah.
right? Like just, I think making the pro team list and then just nothing to go with it, I think is always a weird kind of thing.
Reid, you got any signature stuff?
Nope.
Do you tell
We
people
got some
you're-
dust box,
Are you a pro
Volcom stuff.
snowboarder? Because I
No.
consider you a pro snowboarder.
I don't think so.
Are you listed on the AM team for a ride?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it called Global AM or what's it called?
Yeah.
Is there a Global AM and Regional AM, or is there just Pro and Global AM?
And just those two.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what it should
When
be.
people ask you what you do for a living, what do you tell them?
Snowboard.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
Work at
Pro
Cobra
snowboarder.
Dogs.
Okay.
And Reid, isn't that something you want to like work up to, right?
Yeah,
Like, don't
yeah.
you think there's that moment of like, I've ascended, I'm
For
now
sure.
a pro, and it means something.
Definitely.
I think that's the muddied water of like.
But I don't think you need like a consistent board coming out to be like Tommy G got a board.
That's good.
But-
No, okay, good point
So
for sure.
the point I was going to say, I'm right up there with you. I think that in skateboarding, right, you can make a pro model skateboard for anybody because you slap a graphic on, there's nothing to it, you sell it, and that's the marquee celebration of turning somebody pro is their names on a board.
Yeah.
I don't think that's sustainable for a brand that sells 75,000 to 100,000 snowboards is having a name. I don't think they can have 15 people on a pro team that are all going to sell boards like that. But I do think what's important is graduating from AM to pro and having a celebration.
Yes.
And maybe you make a one-off board that they can hang on their wall. But
Yeah.
there does need to be a bigger celebration of graduating from an amateur snowboarder into a pro, even for the contest scene.
Yeah.
You look at people coming up like Luke Luke Winkleman. You know, like to me, he's like he's basically killing it at all the major contests, Dude Tours, all those things. He's filming stuff, but he's like maybe a contest guy that films that's about to graduate into pro. But there needs to be that graduation. I've said it 40 times.
That's a good point. I don't mean like they have to have a consistent board forever in the line and all this stuff. It's just more like something, an identifier of like a party or a thing. And I think a product is, you usually do it around like a product, at least a one-time thing like Tommy or something like that.
What if some small board brand that has a very small budget starts a team, they get a bunch of people you don't even really heard of, pays them money and puts them on their pro team, and these guys are out there calling themselves pro snowboarders, and they're on that pro team. Does that make them a real pro?
I mean, I think they can call themselves whatever they want. If everyone, if no one's heard of them, like, then I don't know if that's
because there are those guys out there. You hear people at the bar all the time, like, "Oh, I'm a pro snowboarder."
For sure, you hear people who say they were gonna go pro in football and they never made it. So there's all sorts of stuff like that. But I mean, that wouldn't bother me, and I think there's different metrics for sure. But when these guys are on like a Reid, who's on a prestigious board brand, and it's like there's a level to get to this ranks of like a Spencer and a Cole and stuff. It's like something to aspire to. And it's the same way with me as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was a big moment, I bet, when you got that board.
For sure. And Stepchild did like a board and the whole thing, and it was like, it was. I remember
something special.
I remember even like, this is kind of crazy, but I was on 32, and they were like, "We're gonna put your name on the pro list," and I was like, no. I did say no. I was like, I don't want that. Like, I want to wait till I'm ready to turn pro, kind of across all brands.
Were you just worried that people would think it was too early?
I honestly didn't necessarily care what people thought. I honestly wanted to like do it the right way. I remember how I saw people do it, and I was like, when I'm ready for a board, if it's talked about now and I'm ready for a board, then it's not the time. So then when they were like, we want to do it with a board, I was like, okay, cool. And I had a video part that came with it that I was like proud of. And I wanted it to be a little more meaningful, because they were just
also, I think it's definitely doper when you're you already deserve to be pro years ago. For instance, like Cole filmed Landline and Rendered Useless, and in my eyes was a professional before he actually like turned pro. But I think
those celebrations of a pro are so cool when you get to see it on Instagram, the reaction and the
and what's better, someone like, why is he still am? He should be pro, or then you turn pro and they're like, he's pro already? Like that's it's always cool if there's someone like was asking for it, All
right, well, we happen to have Austin Smith on the line here. Let me see if he's live. Austin, you there?
I'm here.
All right, Austin. Austin, what do you think? I know you got a take on pro snowboard. I want to hear your take on this whole situation.
You guys were chatting about it with Jesse Burtner, and I was tuning in. You guys came up with basically no conclusion, which is okay.
No, there's a conclusion. Just some sort of signature gear or announced as a professional by the board company.
Yeah.
There was also talk about making like a certain amount of money if you like make money, but then is there a threshold? And there's like lots of back and forth. But I don't know what the definition is currently. I think it is like a very gray area. That's why we're all debating it and why we all think about it. But it's one that I've been thinking about lately. And what I wish that it meant was if, and this is a more complicated thing to actually implement, but is if a pro snowboarder got health insurance from their sponsors.
Interesting.
Not many do, though, eh?
Boy, that would be nice.
I'd say zero.
I'd
definitely zero.
0.0.
I think it's 0%.
Joe, are you offering that to your public writers?
No, not currently.
Okay.
I wish. I mean, we've always talked about that.
I just like it. We've obviously seen like so many people on freaking GoFundMe and stuff, and that's just a bummer of a solution that we've kind of all come to adopt and adapt and make work. But I feel like there just is a way, and I know brands I feel like there's a corporate responsibility, and they feel like they should, and I think they want to. The North Face actually tried to do it. But I don't know what the real feasibility is, but I feel like with, I don't know, someone like a Runke that he like did a bunch of work with like that company Spot Insurance. I feel like there's some way to work the system where brands could be able to offer some, at least like a supplemental, like accidental insurance or something. But like that was a definition of you went pro. You're like, yeah, these brands like care about me. They like got my back. I'm a pro snowboarder now. yeah, they're looking out for me.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, there's been so many instances. Like, I remember Bodie Merrill got buried in an avalanche in Alaska, and he didn't have health insurance.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's definitely a super interesting perspective shift, Austin. I love it. We just got to figure out how to make it happen.
Do football players make health insurance, or do they just make so much money that they're
Dude, they got
they're
to
fine?
have health
I don't
insurance.
know the answer.
You know what I mean? Like,
Jules' dad actually works for the Eagles. You know the answer to that, Jules?
What was the question, sir?
Do football players get free health insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do?
they do.
They get like everything.
That's probably like a lawsuit thing. They got to have that all covered.
Yeah, true.
that's like Austin. It kind of gets into a slippery part of like almost like a league where it's like if you get in the NFL, there's like a league minimum of a pay, and then it might come with health insurance and things like that. Like snowboarding's never had like an association,
A players association.
a players
That's what it's
association,
called.
right?
Yep.
Like that's maybe more what I don't know, like what it would look like.
Let's get one of these things
You
going.
want to start a union? We're trying to unionize.
He's a brand owner. He's actually should lean against that personally, I think. But
I would love I just want there to be more of an identify. It'd be cool to like. If you get you sign to a team in the NHL, you have a league minimum, and you're like, what you're getting out of it. Kids work their ass off to make that mark, and then they're like, damn, I did it. And in snowboarding, it's just tough because it's just not this thing. And you could get a contract and then a year later get clipped. And it's like, it's all over the place kind of. So
Public got a lot of money in the coffers to pay for health insurance?
not currently, no.
I would say most companies don't. That's what's
No, I know, for sure.
Such a hard thing.
It is a hard thing. It's tough, too, because it's like it's risky, right? Our thing is risky, what we're doing. And that's just part of it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to lean into anyone listening out there that works for like Blue Cross Blue Shield or something right now. Feel free to call in and offer up some solutions because I don't know anything about the health insurance world. I just use it a lot for a bunch of knee surgeries, and it would be sweet if it was something that was
love it,
part
Austin.
of the deal.
Well, dude, thank you so much for calling in, Austin. It was great to hear your voice and great insight too with the health insurance. Good looks.
Get back to the show. Enjoy, boys.
Okay, talk to you
Austin.
later. So another thing, going back to like the Players League Association, super interesting stuff. Like what I really think could happen though before that is like you just got to take your, all the brands, you get them all in a room. And you got to get everybody on the same page. You take, Nigro from Burton. You take, Mo from K2 or whoever. You bring them all the meeting of the minds from all the major, top 15 snowboard companies. You got to get everybody on the same page and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is pro. This is AM. And we're fucking doing health insurance. And I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more hurdles. I'm sure Johan is probably yelling in his car saying you're a fucking idiot while driving.
Pros are private contractors. It's like you're not an employee.
Exactly.
So the health insurance thing's a tough.
Devil's advocate, if you're pro, you're making enough money to pay your own health insurance.
That should be one of the first things you go and buy. And Bodie didn't have it by choice because in his opinion, you get hurt, you can actually haggle. Like you get this surgery, you get a bill for $10K, you can be like, I got $7K cash. And they'll be like, we'll take it. And on the spot, because they don't want to go chase you down for money without health insurance. So Bodie did that by choice.
Sidebar, another question I got for everybody. So we have pros, AMs, contest pros, backcountry pros. We got people that are in our nucleus of our sport. And then we got YouTubers. And YouTubers are on brands. And they got a lot of people tuned in. Do YouTubers go pro? Reid, what do you got?
I don't. You had Casey Willex on the show, and he's got a pro model with Scotty Lago, and I'm not trying to hate, but in my mind, I wouldn't consider him a professional snowboarder. So I guess that's why it's so gray.
Because why? Elaborate.
Because all he's doing is filming himself, making vlogs, and I wouldn't consider a vlogger a professional snowboarder.
He's inspiring people out there on a heavy level.
And respect to him, but at the end of the day, I would consider him like a vlogger more so than a snowboarder.
And I guess vloggers can inspire, huh?
No hate, Casey Willax.
I wonder what his board.
You're bringing definitely a lot of people into snowboarding, so thank you.
That's the thing. He inspires people that will buy his products just as much as another guy, but I don't know if that means you're pro or not.
Joe,
that's
what's your
interesting.
take?
I mean, I think the word is just, like you said, it's gray. Like anyone could start a brand and turn people pro, and that's exactly what I did.
And I've done that before as well. Yeah, you can kind of pick your friends. You can do whatever you want.
You're pro. You're pro. You get aboard.
Yeah,
you get aboard.
I'm gonna make
Everybody
myself pro.
I get a pro model first. I get a pro model first.
I'm gonna have 3 pro models. Head to
Like
toe.
Oprah handing out cars.
Look under your seat, Chris. You are a pro.
Pro model. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. The word is so gray. Like, if you look at golf, anyone that gets paid in golf, you're now pro. So it's like, doesn't mean if you win a tournament or anything, you could be the club pro at the thing. You're a professional golfer. So in snowboarding terms, it's like, do you get a check and now you're pro?
So they don't have to win.
They don't have to win. They just have to they have to decide, like, I'll be pro. And then they
Wow.
just get to be pro and can get paid. And then I think with us, we just have a more of we romanticize the name so much because of like the history around it and like going pro and pro AI, all that shit, you know, like celebrating it all. So we're probably one of the only industries that really cares that much about it, just because we're like, it's such a differentiator, you know. Is Casey technically a pro? He makes money and he rides a snowboard? Yeah, basically.
And he's snowboard with his name on it.
Snowboard with his name on it. Like, doesn't matter how he got it. Like, that's a pro.
Yeah, it checks a lot of boxes.
But is it like the way we all wanted to get it or go about it? Like, maybe not, but that's up for debate too. So I think it's just the word, and the word can mean more or less depending on the emphasis you put on it.
Yeah, this is a bit of a derail from that conversation, but here's why I think YouTubers are super important. Is because there's a lot of snowboarders that identify as snowboards that ride a couple days, maybe 5 days a year. And they got their board and they don't really know much about their gear, but they love it, right? And their introduction is going to be a YouTube video with maybe a big thumbnail that's like, learn a 360 or whatever. And it's like, it's probably in that YouTube-y world, right? But those guys, that might actually inspire them to become lifelong snowboarders and be like, damn, I'm really into this shit. And as they get into it, and as they really get into the culture, and they're not just a weekend warrior, but they're like, I'm a fucking snowboarder. This is what I do. I know the players. I know the characters. I know the game. I understand how snowboarding works. Then you maybe find Torment magazine, or you find Slush magazine, and then you get really into it, and then you find Public Snowboards, and you're like, oh shit, this JSEX Pro model's kind of hitting, you know. And I think that they're a great stepping stone to become a invested in the culture human being.
It's probably similar to like us watching X Games as a kid, and that was super mainstream. And then
I would watch a bunch of how to 360 videos as a little kid.
Or that, you know.
I wouldn't consider the people teaching me how to do a 360 are professionals, but I appreciate them for bringing a bunch of people into the industry.
When you were young, did you think they were pros?
No.
Seen it? No. You just were learning that 360.
Yeah.
And then I found out what pros were, and then I was buying the videos. And
Which is cool. I hope that continues. I hope like a young kid is like, that's cool and that exists, but I still want to get to be a Jed Anderson. Like that's what I hope people are still kind of like aspiring to get to, because it just, for whatever reason, it just means more, you know?
100%.
And do the consumers of snowboards even care who's pro? You know what I mean? But I guess it's just special for us.
The lifelong ones that are in it.
Yeah.
You know, not the ones that ride two days a year.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think that was a great debate. I guess we could lean into it a little bit more. I just have one last question is what are the merits that a pro snowboarder needs? Like what are the specific merits?
What are the boxes to check?
I mean, that's even more great. I think there's people who are just people want to wear what they're wearing, be what they're on. Like, I think, and that's not necessarily a YouTuber, but it's like, there are definitely merits that I think you have to have a couple video parts. You have to have somewhat of like industry support. People have to kind of know who you are. If you're going to turn pro in like this industry and our like community, then I think there needs to be an understanding of like who you are and what you're doing. And it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen after one video part. But like I said, it's the momentum thing. Like some of, Dustbox dudes, it's like overnight they're like talked about, they're doing cool shit. There's like a buzz around them. And then I think that's when it starts. That's when it kind of starts.
Reid, how many video parts deep are you, Doug? I mean, videos. Some of our montages with Dustbox.
I think 5.
I think he's due. I think the kids do.
No, I think you want to, as what we were talking about earlier, though, is like you want to be waiting on it and people saying that you deserve to be pro.
Yeah.
Instead of turning pro.
Which I think people are for Reid. I think people are saying that. And then it's like,
turn him pro.
It could be a couple more years. Couple more years.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I think it's good. It's like it establishes more longevity. Now you got 6 video parts. And I mean,
Jill, it's got to be coming soon, but technically still a global am, and she owns a house off snowboarding.
Jill
Yeah, that's-
Perkins?
That's crazy.
Global
She's-
Am?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. She's not a pro.
That's somebody's fucking up.
Yeah.
Somebody's fucking up.
I thought she was pro.
I would assume.
Is she not?
Like she's one of the
she's
top
damn.
women snowboarders.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
She's the top women snowboarder.
100%.
Wow.
Okay, I think it's a good time to cut to talk some fit here, buds, and cue that up because I'm gonna go take a quick
During the
whiz.
break, I'm gonna go take a fit.
Yeah.
What up, Bombhole? Reid Smith here, and we're going to be talking fit. I like to run the Dustbox Volcom jacket and the Dustbox Volcom pants. Both got the room in the armpits or in the legs to layer up underneath. They're light, so you can wear them in the summer, spring, winter, whenever you're rocking. The pants got a little cinch at the bottom. You got that nice fold over that you're looking for. They're not ridiculously baggy because there is a fine line of too baggy. The Dustbox as a collective was able to work with the Volcom designers and everyone at Volcom, and we got a fit that we were really hyped on and psyched to show you guys and see you guys wearing it. Huge shout out to Jonas for drawing up the specs of the pants. Huge shout out to Bean and Coop for putting in a lot of work on the jackets. Put your money where your mouth is. Get yourself some Dustbox Volcom outerwear.
Said.
I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Oh, are we live?
No, definitely say it.
Should we?
What up? We are back.
Well,
So yeah, Joe just found some interesting news about the health insurance. What'd you find out?
this is just in from Justin Meyer. He said independent contractors are required by law to be insured.
Wow.
But maybe that's saying that they need to insure themselves.
Right.
No, themselves. Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta.
Okay.
That's what it's saying.
Not
If
saying
you're
the
a-
company's responsibility.
Yeah, it's
Got it.
not the company's responsibility. You got to go out and get it.
Got it.
And I hope you. I mean, it's expensive, but there are cheap programs. We need to get someone's got to get a health insurance sponsor. That would be sick.
Just a Blue Cross Blue
That
Shield
just hooks
board.
up the whole industry.
Blue Cross Blue Shield board.
Get them in the game, you know. I got a pro model health insurance policy. You should sign up with
Dude,
it.
I would.
That'd be sick.
That's what I'm aspiring to.
So yeah, I think we're getting a voicemail, huh, Chris?
Yeah, we are, buds. We're gonna get into voicemail. Here we go. We got one from none other than Seth Hewitt somewhere, because we just did a Volcom ad, right?
Yeah, baby
Volcom
Huey.
TM.
Also, why would you guys toss me up on the screen? I mean, I get it.
It was
but
as
wouldn't you
per
just
requested.
It was
get
scheduled.
someone else?
You
up
gotta
there?
ask Jules.
Talking
Fucking,
fits.
I don't know. Get Cody or Benny
it was
or
on the
one
schedule,
of the
bro.
other 20 people that have filmed it.
It's
I
a
don't know.
pre-scheduled scenario.
Reid, you did great.
Reid, you're talking.
All right,
fits.
everybody, shut up. We're gonna get a question going here.
Bombhole, this is Seth. I got a question for Joe Sexton and Reid Smith. Joe, how many tries did you put in on that triple kink rail? That's right, I call them triple kinks in Helsinki, Finland, at the church in Cheers. You were wearing a green Ashberry shirt with some jeans. And then also,
Talk
Reid,
about a fit.
here's my question for you. Do you think that the tight pant phase will come back to snowboarding? The tight pant trend, is it going to come back? I don't know. Baggy went out, came back. You tell me. See you guys.
Joe, you first.
You want me to field that one?
Yeah.
What question was, how long did it take?
Yeah, how long did that?
How many
trick-
tries? I
And
think
how
it
was, well, you mentioned the fit first.
The fit
Yeah.
was on point.
Okay.
I remember it was skinny, just leggings, basically, black jeans, and then an Ashberry green shirt, and I think an orange beanie. And I remember feeling myself.
A bit of a tough look, really.
Tough look.
A bit of a tough look. But yeah, keep going.
Well, we'll see what Reid has to say about that. But no, it took me. So I did 2 tricks on that rail.
Okay.
And it took me like 8 hours, I think. I remember we were talking about doing like a full day of school or something. I nose pressed it like pretty early, and that's actually turned out to be the last trick in my part. And then I was like, oh, I want to try that switch 180 5.0. And I just battled that. And it was so dumb. I already got a trick, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to try this. Like, just mess around with it. Let's see how this one goes. We got time. And then I just battled it for like 8 hours. Did it. I still don't really even like the way I did it. And then the nose press ended up being my ender. But I think it was like a full, yeah, it was like, I remember we were joking about a full day of school, like 7 or something, 8 hours. Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's not, it's a respectable battle.
Yeah, respectable. I think like at like 3 hours is when it becomes a battle. Maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
It's usually nightmarish for the other people that are in the crew when Joe
Very
picks one of those
nightmarish.
tricks. It's a
Oh, that
full-
was the one too. Like everybody left and went and got pizza and came back. And I'm just like, Pierre, you good? Like,
Pierre's there. Everyone to use for pizza.
everybody else
It's
was
just the
gone.
two of you.
Now, what would you call that rail that you did the trick on?
The one in Helsinki?
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the kink.
It used to be called like the church triple kink or something.
There it is, triple kink. Okay, that actually is right on target with our branding here.
Yeah.
And then the question for Reid: tight pants coming back?
I used to run tight pants.
Whoops.
Because of you guys and Jed. My first pair of pants were like, other than like my first pair of non-kid pants, I think were women's extra small pants.
Non-kid.
Respect.
You watch the attention span is so short.
back.
I mean, you're
Granny's gonna
still
wear
wearing
skin tight pants and be like, "Oh, I was always down." Like
He's gonna be like, "Whoops."
my
those are
brother used to
back.
say I was wearing a Halloween costume when I wore like tight skin tight
Wow.
black jeans. He's like, "You wearing a Halloween costume?" And then 5-6 years later, he's wearing that. And he's like, "They're comfy. These are good." Like,
Do you still wear tight
when the
pants,
guys
though?
in the Bachelorette start dressing like that, everyone's just like accepted all of a sudden.
Are you wearing baggy or tight?
I'm in the middle.
In the middle, just an
Yeah.
average.
But
pants.
I'm hovering. I don't know which way.
What about the tight pants, but they just horrendously flare out at the bottom, like
You want to
full
see?
boot cut?
You want to see what
That one's a
the old
tough
boot
look.
cut look.
No, this
That'll probably. I don't know. I hope
the
it doesn't
boot
come back.
I hope
but
that
I'll
comes
probably
back.
be doing
That,
Oh,
I can't
Put
see
that in the
it.
camera. Put that in front of the camera.
That's Justin Hebel. And I texted Durham. He sent me
Hebel.
this, and I go, I got an actual physical reaction of like happiness when I saw that clip in the video part.
That's
it
amazing.
meant his pants needed to look like that.
But then again, those kids with the MC Hammer pants, man, that's like taking baggy
Yeah.
a little too far. with
There's a
his cat.
line.
There's a
There's a line. There's a line, guys. There's a line. Welcome to the ball hole. Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah, there's a line, guys. There's a big time line. Is this a chipmunks? What's going on here, man? Did somebody hit the spritzer? Yeah, what's up, man? This is amazing. Is this some new stuff our board does here, man? We might need to hit this for ABU, buds. Make sure we're dialed in, bro. So dialed in, man. Holy shit, man.
Anyways,
Enough of
let's go.
that. Okay. Sorry, we got some new sound effects
New
here. We're
sound effects
tooling
are
around with.
amazing, dude. Good time to bring them in, I guess, right there in that debate.
It is.
Me and Regis didn't say it. They were
Why don't you guys talk?
I'm not getting caught.
No.
I'm not slipping.
All right, we got another hot topic here.
Hot topics.
And we're not talking mall store here. We're talking 2 words. Old head. Reid has popularized. If you haven't seen his B-hole episode, we talk old heads for a long time.
I can't wait to hear this.
Reid, why don't you break down? You use the term old head a lot. It's a bit derogatory, and
I'm offended.
who
Lot of
is
offense here.
who is the old head in snowboarding? Who's an old head? Like, what is an old head?
People got so bummed about that. They got so bummed. But before my episode, you're like, Reid, I just want you to be talking like you're talking on the dust box couch. Like, let it spill out. And I was like, all right, I got you. Old heads. Another gray area.
You're talking to a couple old heads over here.
No.
Choose wisely.
So, actually,
one of us two is.
yeah. So Chris is an old head.
Oh,
for
shit.
sure. Just because he doesn't really care too much about filming snowboarding anymore. He probably complains to go on an all expenses paid trip to have to go snowboard. Meanwhile, Joe, you might be older than Chris.
We're the same age.
All right, and definitely not an old head. You're still filming parts. I still rewatch Southpaw, so
Thank you.
It's definitely a mentality thing. I feel like I know some old heads that are my age, and then we got Mikey LeBlanc, who's 49 years old and is fucking juiced to be snowboarding and like excited to go on trips. So he's not an old head, but he's like you can kind of transition in and out of old head as well, because he probably was an old head 5 years ago when he was just fully out of the game.
So
and
it's not
whatnot, but
age.
No,
Nothing to do with age.
Mentality based.
Yeah.
Mentality is what's in the
But
mind.
now he's so fucking juiced to be bored. And same with Seth was filming a couple clips in the streets this year. I mean, Seth he's still an old head. Sorry, Seth, but just a little. Like he fucking loves it more than anyone though. So I don't know. I don't know.
Question. So let's go a couple hypotheticals here. Let's say I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of being an old head. I will also gladly wear that. I will just call me an old head. Not offended. Love it.
Good. Good.
But let's just say hypothetically, I'm like, you know what? I got a freaking fire under my ass. I'm putting the podcast on the back burner, and I'm going to film a fucking other part, and I'm going to tomahawk down some concrete stairs, and I'm filming some A-grade beef.
Yeah, then right after that, you're good to go again. That's what I was just saying about Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
you'd be in the
Mikey
van.
fucking loves it so much and is. I don't know, hitting all of us up. I'll like go bowling with him, and he's so juiced to. And he like this upcoming year, he's like, can't wait to get back out there. And
okay.
Meanwhile, do you complain when you have to go on an all expenses paid?
I complain.
Snowboard trip.
I complain if I have to leave Salt Lake. Like I don't even because I've traveled so much, and yeah. So I mean, I'm an old head right there. Boom. So Fit just and then take Joe. Not an old head.
Yeah, no, he's fucking itching to get on trips.
Okay, Todd Richards.
Yeah, he's old head.
Okay, Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, sorry, Jer.
Oh,
but I
see,
know he
got
fucking.
passion. He's got
I would disagree.
No, actually,
Jeremy's filming clips on like a parking block.
Yeah, no,
Jeremy's not an old head.
My bad, Jer. You're not. Because he's fucking walking up to the spot in May, shoveling stairs on those rails to make it look dope, while the rest of the dust box that's fucking 20 years old is like, oh, the spot, that's like a 15-minute hike. Like, I'm not going up there.
Yeah.
So, my bad, Jer. I wasn't thinking straight.
Okay, which member of the dust box has the most old head tendencies?
Ooh.
Oh my God. That's that.
You got to use a name. You can't dodge this one.
Know.
No dodge. You got to throw some shade. You're not squirming your way out of this one, Reid.
I don't know. Any of them are gonna be bummed if I call them out.
I love it. You got to give a name. Some blood has to be shed here. Blood has to be shed.
Just most old head tendencies of just like maybe not feeling it sometimes.
Who's the old head in the crew?
You just got to give a name. Somebody's got to pay the penance here. Southie? Dan McGonigal?
No, Dan puts it all on his back. Definitely not Dan.
Okay. What about the shaman? What about the shaman?
No.
He's not old head vibes?
Everyone's hungry. I like it's impossible to say because I feel like
he's got a name in his head and he's like, I'm not saying that.
No, I don't because everyone's fucking like 20 years old.
We're not leaving this podcast until you give us a fucking
live
name.
all
this is
night
live.
if we have
just
to.
do this.
I would say
give us a name.
One of the Inspivians maybe, which is fucking Jonas or Ryan, but they're still they're still hungry to do it.
Name two of them. That's sick.
No, they're still fucking hungry to do it, but they don't care maybe as much as the rest of us because they have other cooler shit going on with their lives. So like they're not as like fucking. They have other passions. I mean, all of us have some other things going on, but they definitely have some. I mean, I saw like Ryan was shooting photos of like Julia Fox a couple weeks ago, and
yeah, Ryan's killing it.
Jonas is.
Uh,
All right, we're derailing a little bit. Okay, we got to the bottom line. I like good old head conversation. Good stuff. We got a guest question for you, Reid, and this is a great question. I'm curious myself.
Who asked
one of our listeners? I don't know. Here we go.
What's up, Bombhole? This is Ian Kirk. I'm sitting in New Hampshire.
Oh, Ian Kirk.
Ankle, so
I'm
thanks
muting
for your contact. Yo, Reid, do you remember when we went to Europe with Charlotte Van Gils, the Dutch rider? And I had to go to court one day. You went up to the mountain with Charlotte, and some Dutch dudes were making fun of her. So you followed them around and watched what tricks they were trying and did all the tricks right in front of them. Super funny. Great thing you did. Any thoughts on that? Peace.
Yeah, Ian Kirk. Am I unmuted?
Yes, I unmuted you.
Okay, word. Ian Kirk, Chris Waker, both the shit. Would board with them in Colorado with actually Robbie and Cooper and Dan, and met a bunch of those guys. I was living at Sam Gilday's family's house during that winter. We were in Austria for a snowboard contest, and Ian was in court because Robbie was spray painting and fucking got caught by some Austrian police or some shit like that. And yeah, some guy was just following around this girl that was like riding with us and like and she was she's super good. She's probably doing like 1080s and shit. But she would like try some rail trick and they like didn't like her for some reason and like just kept on like trying to like be like, oh, I'm better than you and like you get paid and whatnot, and we're just doing whatever tricks they would do, and whenever they'd mess up on something, I'd just try and one-up them so they didn't get too big of a head. And I don't know, it worked out that day that I was able to, I think maybe the fire under my ass to like not let them have a big head.
That's such a respectable move. Just think about that.
Just right behind them.
Yeah, you guys think you're hot shit. I'm going to one-up you and do every trick you can do just to cut you down a peg.
Well, they were being dickheads, so I had to at least try.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love it. Well, you know what it's time for? This is a very coveted section of the show. This is very, very coveted. I think it's time to get into BNN.
Let's do this. We got it.
Welcome to BNN, Buds' News Network.
You're good. Go take a break.
Hello, we are back. So, before I get into the news, quick tribute of respect for Adam Merriman. Snowboard community lost a true legend. Adam, we miss you. We love you. We got some images of Adam to pop up there, big dog.
We don't have images of those.
We lost all our images?
But we have
they're in my news folder.
Let's give him a super air horn while we're at it.
They're all the zero ones. All right. So, back to the news. Do you have any of my images? We do. All right. So, if anyone knows me, you know I don't like driving, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Ali actually dubbed what I have road trip narcolepsy. I fall asleep while driving, and it sometimes only takes minutes. It's kind of crazy.
A lot like Tommy Gesby on the down bar, if you will.
Or Dusty when he's in the air jumping.
Exactly.
Interestingly enough, 2 pilots were flying commercial flight, 37,000 feet. Everyone on the plane notices that they missed their stop and they're still flying, and they actually both pilots fell asleep for 25 minutes and missed the landing and had to apologize and turn around and land. And so obviously they also have road trip narcolepsy. And so it's a real thing.
This is proven.
Glad. Yeah, there's a picture of them. It's not up.
It was up there.
It was up there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, they actually fell asleep driving, both of them.
Yeah.
Someone popped
That's like
in.
Stony Buds on I-80 right there.
Yeah. I mean, the planes can fly themselves, so why not?
Yeah.
It's just funny that 2 of them would fall asleep. Next, we're going to talk about math.
Oh, did I send you this one?
Oh, you got one of them.
Okay.
Kids,
Sorry.
don't do math, first of all. I love that sometimes art will imitate the true life. And what we got here is a person 2 weeks ago named Walter White got arrested for manufacturing meth, and look how much he looks like the guy from Breaking Bad. This is real.
That's real.
Legal name.
His name was Walter White.
Birth certificate says Walter White for that guy on the left.
This was like 2 weeks ago. Another story about meth. A lady got let out of jail after getting caught for meth. She went in Walmart, got everything she needed, and started manufacturing meth in the aisle. Got put right back in jail.
Yeah, bold strategy.
Another one in Florida.
Couldn't wait. Could not wait.
Could not wait. She had to get
This
started.
seems like a good place to
pays off for.
Aisle 10, perfect zone.
A good place to cook up, aisle 10.
Let's do it. Let's get the oven started, whatever. So in Florida, a man covered in mud he shook off 2 tasers. He bit a canine dog, spit in a cop's face, and beat up another cop. The power of meth. Another one, a man fought off 15 cops while jerking off.
15 police officers
15
while
police
masturbating.
officer at once while masturbating. So I don't know, he had to like one hand. I mean, math.
I thought it was making a joke. Is that not Granny at Woodward? I thought
Hell of a drug, but
they didn't mention the name of the perpetrator, did they?
No, they did not.
Okay.
It might have been Christian. No, but yeah, stay away from meth if you want to keep your teeth, kids.
To neglect to comment at this moment.
Next in
Official
news, we like to talk about that question for what is it when we roll the dice on a show? The conjoined twins question.
Oh, Siamese twins.
Siamese twins, yeah. So in the news, there was a pair of Siamese twins that they went to court with each other. These guys have 2 upper torsos, but 1 lower torso. And one of them brought the other one to court because his brother kept masturbating. And he felt that he needed to get permission. If he was going to masturbate, it was basically like sexual assault. If he was going to masturbate without his brother's permission, so they're going to have to go to court and work this out in a court of law to see if you're allowed to masturbate or not. So I'll keep you guys posted on what the outcome of that's going to be.
Wow, Joe, you had a twin brother growing up.
You guys ever have that problem?
I was going to say, that's what it's kind of close up.
Hopefully you guys didn't have that problem out there. Number 4 in the docket, and there's a photo to go with this one. The government is so convinced that UFOs are real, they put a UFO on a real government logo now. And so there's some airplanes and actually a UFO. So I mean, these guys they're getting ready to drop this.
Maybe they'll pay health insurance, right?
Someone's gonna pay health insurance. So Halloween's around the corner, and Ranch, Hidden Valley, I think, put out a new flavor candy corn ranch.
Yuck.
Pretty exciting.
Fucking disgusting.
That looks fucking gross.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty nasty, huh? But I think we're going to take a minute. Halloween's around the corner. It's a big holiday. I know back in my day when I used to party, we would all out, right, with some costumes. I'm going to give you guys some costume ideas right now.
Please.
Some do-it-yourself, cheap ideas. Get your kid looking like Chucky. Pretty scary right there.
Good choice, bud.
Good choice. This person lost her. She has a missing dog sign right there. You can see her dog's coming out her butt.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good, bud.
That's my wife. She's a cokehead.
For the listeners, it's a box of Diet Coke on her head. So that's pretty good.
And a bloody nose.
Yep.
So we got a cokehead. We got your dog. You got to get your dog. That's my dog, actually. Put a mask on him. Good to go. You got to involve the dogs in Halloween. And we got my other dog, Turtle. Turtle Pug right there.
That's freaking cute.
You got to get the dogs involved. You also got to get kids
Bowie?
involved.
Was that Bowie?
No, that's my old one, Belly. You got the kids involved, too. We got a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Wow. That's
Got to commend this guy on his thing. Banksy. That's actually not art. That is a human dressed as one of Banksy art pieces.
Does he walk around? He just stands.
Yeah, he walks around and then freezes at the party. And I don't know, maybe people try to buy the art. I have no idea.
Nice.
Good one. Another one, dog turning the martini if your dog's hurt. That's pretty tight.
They got a cone. That's good. A little coney Malmy.
This was my costume one year.
Stony Buds.
Stony Buds.
Stony Buds.
Is that for the upcoming Halloween? You're
that was
in the mirror?
That was the last time I dressed up. I just was a weed leaf. So if you guys want a good idea, there you go. What do we got? That's it. That's the news.
Has that been it?
One more reminder for you guys. It's also video premiere season. Get out there. Support snowboarding. Get in there. Get in the theaters. Watch these movies as they come to your town.
Dustbox premiere.
Theaters.
Halloween weekend.
Dustbox
Saturday
premiere.
before.
Support the community.
Premiere.
We'll get into that.
Little City.
Throw the BNN outro logo so we play the thing again so we seem legit. The BNN.
Yeah, keep professional.
Welcome to BNN, Buds' News Network.
Thank you.
Buds, that was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Well, with all this talk about Halloween, we actually happen to have a guest question from one of our listeners that left a voicemail. Here we go.
Hey guys, Hot Licorice here. Question for you. With Halloween coming up, I was curious, what's everybody going to be for the holiday? Phil, Buds, Chris? What will it be this year, guys? All right. Love the show. Take care. Bye.
Great question. Who wants to take us out?
Buds, we got to hear you.
Dude, I haven't thought about it. It's kind of...
I know what I'm going to be.
So I feel like it's a little early to know what you're doing for Halloween.
Dude,
already? Like all that planning?
Dude, it's like a 2-week event in Salt Lake.
Yeah, you got to get dialed.
Parties start going. I bet Jules has like 7 costumes lined up.
Really?
Yeah,
or she will.
She's going as Red Man right now.
Yeah, Red. Hit it wrong.
Full Adidas kit.
Yeah, full Adidas sweatsuit going on.
What are you going to be, Jules?
I'm going to be a woman of the French Resistance.
Woman of the
Resistance.
French Resistance.
That's pretty cool.
I'll tell you, I'll start things off. I know who I'm going to be for Halloween, and I'm going to be Stony Buds.
Yes.
I'm going to put a beard on, and we're going to be glue some shit to my face, and hit a couple So Good My Dogs. And,
Yes. Dude, one of my favorites I've seen out there before is when people are bozong. That's a good one.
Oh, bozong is a great.
That's a classic. If anyone needs an idea.
Also, J.P. Walker from the Resistance.
Oh, with a huge chin.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They have like a bigger chin.
I'm just gonna be a chin.
Oh, you're so giant.
I'll be J.P. Walker's chin.
Joe, you got any ideas?
I haven't thought too much about it, but I was thinking either Happy Gilmore or the dude from that chef show.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah, Guy. No, not that.
That's a good one, though.
There's that show, The Bear, and the dude who's on that show.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Well,
I haven't seen it.
It's a deep cut, maybe, but
over my
I haven't
head
thought too much about it.
Reid, you got nothing?
No
Bud's
plans.
Got nothing? All right, we'll
Usually
keep it moving.
just do grab some face paint.
I swear I've seen you with a sick one before. Some photos.
You painted your face last year.
Last year
cool.
I was Two-Face.
Oh yeah.
Brett was Batman.
You guys killed it. That was good.
They look good out there.
All right,
we got another deep with it.
We got another guest question. This is a voicemail from one of our listeners. Thanks for everybody that called in. Here we go.
Bomb hole. It's PKB here, Patreon number 420. Stoked to tune into All Banged Up, episode 7. Don't really got a question, just here to bring the hype. Love what you guys are doing. Putting up all over right away here. Another snowboard season ahead. And I guess if I was to ask a question, is when are we going to get Grenier in the booth? We looking at episode 200? What are we doing? Who's the guest for episode 420? That's the big question ahead because we know you're hitting it. And love it. Love what you guys are doing. Can't wait to tune in. Have a great day, boys.
Hell yeah, brother.
Should we plan out a 420 episode right now? I mean, that's
for
like
me,
years from now.
I'm going. That's that's several years.
Like
that's
70 episodes.
Yeah,
no, it's not several years.
Yeah, 50. So we're at 150. So it's
we're at 130.
50 a year. So that's 250.
Year and a half.
So yeah, a few. I think it's more than that. But
I'm not good with math.
I would say for 420. I'd say Chris Bradshaw's my first pick.
We'll give him some time to think about his episode.
And
that's
you guys got any other
6 years from now?
Guys?
I don't, but where do you think that guy was from?
Potentially Canada.
Yeah, somewhere in Canada.
Yeah, I gotta respect.
I love his energy.
Jules, is that really Patreon
cool.
number 420?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
man, he's got to hold on to that. That's
that guy
dope.
was awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah, maybe we'll see me episode 200. Who knows?
Maybe. You're trying to get out of it now? You're giving yourself an out?
No, hypothetically.
Kid's giving himself an out right now.
We need a grenade in episode 200.
Dude.
6 hours long.
Another guest question.
Pete, I got a question about heavy metal. I know you guys had involvement in setting it up, and there was this whole controversy about cutting off the donkey or not.
Crack a beer for
First of all, I just want to know if that rumor was even true. And secondly, I want to know how y'all feel about altering a spot for a contest. Personally, I'm happy it stayed on, but curious to hear y'all's thoughts. Thank you guys. Have a great show.
It sounds like a Joey question.
That's one for J-Sex the Kid. He had a lot to do with that.
J-Sex?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get asked to help with some of the planning for that event, and it was really cool. And a little bit of a weight on my shoulders when we were kind of torn between what we wanted to do with the rail. It's a scary rail in Duluth. Originally, it was pitched that they were going to cut it off just to make it more kind of user-friendly. And then we got there was total controversy around it with just people being like, I don't think that's what you should do. And ultimately, I was more leaning towards not doing anything to it, obviously. But we would send the photo to people, and they'd be like, that real? Like, damn, I don't know. And then I'd be like, we might cut the kink off. They're like, well, that could be kind of cool. So it just depended on who it was. And I think in the end, I'm glad it stayed how it was, and those guys stepped up and did amazing stuff, and it was really incredible to see. And I thought that event went really well. But I think wasn't down to modify the spot, but I think it was just sort of like what we got the feedback that they wanted that kind of, and then so I don't know.
The city would have been cool with that.
We were gonna put it back on. Like we would never just cut it off. Like there was already plans to put it back on. Cut it for the contest. Have a really cool contest. Like the hope was that to see someone like maybe 270, and Benny tried it with the fucking thing on. It was like bonkers. It was really cool to see the guys step up, girls step up. They're hitting it. Like people hitting that rail is no joke, and it was pretty rad to just watch that.
Dude, during Real Snow, I was out with Breezy, and we were at a law firm, and this guy cut off the donkey on this crazy nice expensive rail.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this is too far. And he didn't put it back on.
See, I'm not a fan really of that. This is like
I don't want to call out Breezy, but
it was like a sanctioned thing. It was the city would have been cool. They would put it right back on. And if that's ultimately what everybody wanted, I think it would have made for a cool contest. But enough stuff came back. It's like, okay, cool. We'll leave it as is.
He also asked, what do you think if people do it in the streets? Like Breezy.
I think it's just all your comfort level. Like if you want to modify something and it's like you're cool to deal with the consequences, it's not the coolest thing to do. But I mean, neither is riding a handrail in general. Yeah. So it's like you just draw the line on what you're willing to go. I was with people cutting down gigantic trees and light poles and shit like that.
Light poles.
Just to snowboard on. So it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like how you feel about it.
What if you put it back together though?
Reid, what's your
There was
take?
none of that.
No.
Kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're like, I remember in Anchorage this year in Jed's bug out video, he like hopped up to a pad and then propped up a gate and backlipped it, and they just did a small cut and then unscrewed like the closing of just like the padded area to be able to hit the spot and then put it all back together. So I feel like that's totally cool, and it's actually cool to like put in that much work to like hit the spot, and you know, you deserve to get that clip or whatever. Especially in Anchorage where everything has a lot of shit's been done, you gotta fucking do it. So I think it can be cool as long as you put it back. Also, or if it's like an abandoned building, you cut a light pole, like that's chill. I also think it's cool when people do like some board mods to hit some spots. There's like a Krager clip of him doing like a board slide. He's got a really long tail because he's doing a board slide across a fence, and his nose is kind of dragging across this chain link fence. And I think it's cool when you put in that extra effort to make the spot work.
Yeah, let's talk board mods. Let's get into that because you mentioned earlier off air that you also do a creeper rail and maybe you slide your bindings out so your toe edge is, adjusted. Yeah, that's a board mod. Right?
Yep. Yeah, I think they're definitely a go. Like I'm excited to see him. Spencer cut off his tail and did a back tail on a creeper, and I thought that was fucking dope to see. If I'm trying to creeper, I usually pull the heel cups as far back and have as much heel drag as possible, just so I can fit more of my toe in between the rail and the wall. I think unnecessary board mods are kind of whack. Not to call you out, Chris, but you
you're talking.
What's
Chris
that one? He's cut a swallowtail.
You can't see that.
It's on the wall.
Yeah, but it served no purpose.
He cut a swallowtail to front board the
you
king.
front boarded it.
It served it was just to have a swallowtail front board.
I'll explain it in a second.
To make it fun.
I want to hear it though.
And I was just what the fuck's up with that? That did not need to be done. But let's say you cut a swallowtail and then did some sort of tail drag on a rail, and it made sense why that board modification was done, then I think that's cool.
Totally.
But seemed a little unnecessary.
No, I love the take. I love the take, and I think that's a cool one. And that was, I think that I like just riding a wacky board to make the clip crazy. Where my head was at is that I'm so into conceptualizing, thinking about how the trick is going to be filmed and how it's going to look. And for me, I love tricks that stand out and that jump out at you and are just memorable. And I remember just thinking, I think that would be so cool if the swallowtail is going over the fisheye and it's filmed in the lens, and I'm front boarding a triple kink, and the literally the swallowtail is just going right over the fisheye, and Rubes filmed that and killed it. And it was just a product of my imagination and just trying to be experimental, and I love that you're that's whack. I think that's also
no, it's
I do.
It doesn't fucking keep me up at night or anything. But it did also
for a little bit though, huh?
No,
he's just
maybe
I like his take on spot mods though.
Also, I'm just fucking talking shit and do your own thing.
What about
obviously.
Jeremy Jones when he was doing all his custom board spinner?
I wouldn't say that's my favorite because he took the back binding off too. That was the other thing. It's the back binding wasn't on a snowboard; it's just a stomp
fully
pad.
gone.
So that was a full board mod, just where you can really only do spinners. And I think you gotta keep. I like what Bertner said, and you gotta keep your snowboard a rideable snowboard.
Yeah,
and I think that's always cool. And I also did do a nose grab tail scrape down a rail with that thing where it was that was the original purpose.
The rail was Reid, you must not remember that.
Yeah, Reid, I don't know if you're fucking idiot. Bon Voyage.
Pull the clip up.
Christ.
Pull the clip up. We got that way queued up, I think.
Holy shit.
It's not
teach
cute
these kids everything. Fucking A.
You and Reid have had a grudge match for
You know what?
years,
Maybe
though,
Reid
right?
shouldn't be pro. You know what? I think he needs a couple more years.
Yeah, let's reassess.
I think he needs 5 or 6 more years.
Maybe 7 or 8.
But I also think it's cool when you're just doing your own thing, and there's going to be people that talk shit. I feel like when Ravs first started fucking around with the rolling around shit, people were talking shit, but in the end, his own take on things is what brought him to that next level. So sometimes you just got to say fuck them and keep it running.
Here's another one. This is another. So Scott Stevens, he's got an entire shed full of props for doing tricks, right? And you might be driving around with him, and he might have a pair of shin pads in the back of his car. And you say, Scott, why do you have catcher's shin pads for baseball? Oh, well, it's because I want to do a shin slide down the rail.
Wow. Remember we had hockey puck gloves?
So you're talking props.
He had hockey puck.
We're talking Gallagher prop comp.
Gallagher props.
He's Gallagher.
So what's your take, Reid? What's your take on the shin pads to shin slider rail?
That's cool. I mean, no one else has fucking done it, and it's not like that prop is for no reason, like some may say the swallowtail is for. So
I'm also going to give you another sidebar on the swallowtail. It was actually the most horrific snowboard to ride because I cut into the effective edge. I didn't just cut the nose. On the nose, I cut so
that
looks
like a real shoddy job.
It really could only be ridden dead straight into a handrail.
You can
that board doesn't actually turn.
The contact points are just insane.
Okay, I got a couple others. What about Shuby? He was throwing down the the tail scraper across the road, and he had the sparker.
I mean, that's just fun.
That's cool. Yeah, that makes the clip.
Fun. It was like a 1 second thing.
Sparker's good. Fucking Swallowtail's out though. Okay, all right, I see how it is.
Pretty much anything Chris does is out. Anything the cool guys do is in.
Yeah, Spenny does that next year.
I think those are the rules.
Swallowtail clip was so sick.
That front board with the swallowtail.
So cool. What about over the fisheye? It was so sick.
Spenny with the slack line and Mikey with the toboggan. I think the toboggan's way in.
Toboggan's fire.
Toboggan's like a rideable binding.
Yeah,
that is some dope shit. Slackline. What do you guys think of slackline?
Well, to Reid's point, it's or like I don't know if it's not every single clip. It's like all right, like if it's fun, it's exciting, it's different. I think
Also,
then it's cool.
If people are talking shit, probably a good thing. At least you fucking stirred the pot a little bit.
They're talking.
All publicity is good publicity.
At least they're talking. All right, we're gonna get into some current events, guys. This is a real show. We're doing a real show on YouTube. Here we go.
We're talking politics.
This is a real show.
No, snowboard current events. Jesus Christ, no. We're not talking fucking politics.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, no.
Wow, I don't even know what's going on out there in the world of politics.
We steer clear. This is a break from politics. Is what this is. This is a break from politics. So first things first, Man Boys just came out on our YouTube channel. It's kind of fuego if you haven't checked it out. Some notables. Chris Rasman is basically beaten in a cage and released to the Whistler backcountry. I think he may have been bitten by a dog with rabies potentially before he attacked the backcountry. I really love Jody Wozniak's front seven.
Big Jody fan.
We don't have any of the clips on the screen, so you don't need to look over there. We didn't load any of them.
Jody is just doing this still. Love this.
Big Jody fan.
Is Jody an old head? Because he's got a podcast too, but he's still ripping.
No way.
Yeah, he's still ripping.
I don't like being put on the spot for all these
Reid, you signed up for that.
No, Jody's still filming clips. Like you guys just said it yourself. You're good to go. I feel like I mean, I've never been on a trip with him, but from it's hard to tell someone's personality through watching a video, but you can tell he's happy to help set up the spot and be there. He's not fucking.
It's about spot setup too now. Okay, now the parameters are all changing.
I can't believe the parameters of an old head only has to do with if you want to film a video part or not.
No.
I think he explained it pretty well. He explained it pretty well. I think
parameters of an old head is the first name is kind of like Crit and the last name is like Renier. It's like if it's anything like that.
Basically, you're good as long as you don't start a podcast.
Well, Jody.
True.
If you're Canadian, it's a go.
Jody got a pass. He's not old head.
Jody's not old head.
Okay, other news. This is coming up. Bodie Merrill and Nils Mindich launched their project Space Cadet. They're gonna come out on our YouTube channel. So I haven't seen much, but actually I think we got a. Nils sent me an iPhone clip, right? Do we have that, Seth? I think
an iPhone clip.
It's just I just hit up Nils. I'm like, do you guys have anything? And he's just fired over something, but I don't know if he has it or not. But it should be pretty cool. It's very space oriented.
What do you mean? They're shredding up in space?
Yeah, I think they're up in fucking space. I think they go to Mars and
moon landing.
Uranus. I think they went to Uranus.
They did. Huh?
I heard Bodie Cab 10 the Chad's Gap of Uranus.
They explored Uranus.
Yes. So I guess that the Space Cadet, keep an eye out for that. It's coming out on our channel, so you're not going to want to miss that. And this is big news, breaking news. Everybody heard about it. Pat Moore, he's going to Arbor.
Woo! Congratulations.
He's leaving K2. I heard he left. He had a great offer too. I got some insider trading info. I will not reveal my sources.
Was it a financial move? What are we talking?
No, I can't reveal my sources. But I guess he went over to Arbor and he's got some current.
Rarely is there like a surprise where you didn't hear it. I didn't know it was coming. Did you?
No, I didn't know.
I didn't know it was coming.
They did a good job keeping that secret.
Yep.
I love how everyone on the gram thought he was going to Forum.
Yeah.
Even though, like, a couple.
Did you think he was going?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I was
a couple posts before, though, he said he wasn't going to Forum, and everyone's still just like, Forum. Nobody cared.
Yeah. And then he's like, guess what?
Well, he could quit. He could quit Arbor and still take one more move.
Still gonna make a move. Tight.
Yeah, but
quick 6-month contract.
Yeah, a little 6-month Connie.
What's the deal? He became a father and he just had to up the ante and get a new deal.
Become a little more environmentally friendly.
Chris, let us into a little insider trade.
His eco credits. He needed to step up his credits.
No, I think they were just willing to support him. Being a dad and being where he's at in his career, and I know that K2 was as well. I know that he could have gone. He could have gone either way. But I think that from what I hear, Arbor's got some exciting stuff in the hopper. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to say here. I don't know if people are even watching this.
Arbor,
so it doesn't even matter.
Arbor needed a redhead on the team. I heard for marketing.
Did. It was a diversity move. I think
they were like, we don't have a redhead.
Yeah,
what are we going to do here? Let's get him.
Yep. So
we should have got Danimals then. With that.
Well, they got the list of the redheads, and they were just like, we're going to go Patmore.
No, we're happy for Patmore. That's a cool move.
I'm
Good for him.
sure he they backed up basically a dump truck to his house and just fucking unloaded basically $100 bills on his front lawn. So I think he's doing great.
I think that's the next welcome clip that comes out.
It's actually Scrooge
receiving that.
He actually got paid in a Brinks truck, from what I understand.
Love that.
Yeah, just a cash deal. So, all right, we got some more voicemails we can get into here. What else we got? We got heavy metal, Reid, Euro. Oh, here we go.
What up, Bombhole? Love you guys. Super excited to hear you got Reid and Sexton in the booth today. I just want to know if you had any thoughts, if you hadn't talked about it already, on Noah getting the cover. Thought that was pretty sick. Super hyped on that. And then I also wanted to know for Reid and Joe, if you guys had any interest in doing video parts outside of street snowboarding. Like Reid, I know you call yourself an ATV. You had that front 9 at Hood. Would you guys be interested in doing either like fast country parts or just anything outside the realm of street snowboarding? Love you guys. Peace.
I hope I don't call myself an ATV.
It's in your Instagram bio. Reid ATV Smith.
I don't know if you've ever seen Joe Sexton ride a snowmobile, though. It's a fucking horrendous operation.
I bet Reid in a snowmobile is like that too, though.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Well, he's still got that AM budget. He can't even afford one of them shits.
Should have seen what I could afford. I just had a piece of shit. I was still AM when I filmed that part too, and it was horrendous out there. I was scared shitless every day.
You're scared of the sled?
So you guys got
so scared.
Answer the question. Where are we at?
Reid, you go first.
It is first things first. Noah Peterson, huge congrats. That's my brother. Incredible photo.
Yeah, it's dope.
I feel like right when it was shot, we knew it would have to be.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, I pictured it right as I saw the photo. And
were you there?
Who shot it? Who shot it?
Bob Plum.
Bobby Plum.
And he was also writing an article on the Dust Box while he was in Helsinki with us. So
whack.
It all lined up.
That's awesome.
And so fucking dope. Noah only did that in like 5 tries or something. Got it quick. Photos incredible. Clips incredible.
That's in Helsinki, and it's like that bridge.
Yeah, it's like
Harris Gordo hit that thing.
Is that the same?
So that whole island is man-made or something like that.
Is that the one you from boarded
super
into?
modern.
What do you mean? Or Alex Canton? Is it that same one?
No, it's a different one. It's new. It's only like a couple years old.
It's like J.A.R. Jarosky or so. It almost looks like
Jarosky. Yeah. Okay.
It's like some I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've heard it's like a man-made. It's all very modern over there. It's a man-made.
Is that by the
island?
By the
Jarosky Island. I remember going there. It was like right downtown.
The Valhalla Arena down bar.
I think that's right next to the Valhalla Arena down bar. I don't know if you're familiar with that spot.
Wow.
The Valhalla Arena down bar.
Valhalla Arena down bar.
Okay,
what was the next question?
Are you going to film a full part that is ATV?
I would love to. I feel like a lot of my favorite riders, Danimals and Stacks, are.
Unless you didn't pick them on your fantasy team. Okay.
They are. I think both of them
riders.
are.
Oh, they are.
Not Sam, Danimals.
Stacks.
Fuck. Stacks.
Sam did make
I'm
the
sorry.
cut. Sam did make the cut.
Well, he should have.
We only got 6 rides. It was tough. Like, they're on
Budgets are tough. Budgets are hard.
Budget's tight.
But I think that's the dopest shit when you could board on everything, and I like to see that. So I would hope that one day I could do that, but we'll see.
J-Sex the kid. My guess is that ship sailed a long time ago.
That ship sailed at the snowmobile that I just left in Vancouver at one point. But
you just left it?
I got like $500 for it or something, but I left it. At one point, I just lost my snowmobile for like 4 months. I couldn't find it. But I think that ship's a bit sailed, mainly because it's so scary back there. It is scary. And I just was like, I don't know. I would love to do something inbounds, maybe like Japan or something would be fun, like a powder thing. I obviously love powder, but it's just being in the backcountry and seeing the Avi report and having peeps on and just being like, it's so, you've been there, dude. It's like,
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. I did it when I was younger. I'm really glad I did it. And I think I got like some really good, like I was with JP and Sean Kearns and guys that have been out there for, they grandfathered this shit.
Yeah, definitely need to go out there with some.
So I went with
people
like
that know
really
their
experienced
shit.
people, which was epic, but it's like, it's still like, it's so scary. And I don't think, people realize how we were driving past like this Abbey that had, and then you're just kind of riding over that. That's not going to happen again, right? Like, it was crazy.
I'd say, let's be real. The real problem is that public cotton crew neck you're wearing ain't that great when you tomahawk a couple
Well, I also don't understand why I can't land a trick when it's a 148 twin tip board, and I'm coming out flying.
Centered stance.
Yeah, centered stance.
Soft as a noodle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people were just born for the streets.
I think so.
I think jumping, though, is probably more fun than hitting a down bar.
I will say getting a trick in the backcountry is like the most rewarding thing ever. To like build a jump and then wait in the clouds, and then they're like, it's going to be sunny, and we got to get there at 6 a.m. and you're just like going to hit it, and then if you do get your trick, it's a pretty wild
Let's
feeling.
not forget the front nine Melski. People don't forget that J-Sex the Kid has put down some heat in the backcountry.
I got so lucky with a lot of that stuff. Like, and it's you have 4, you get 4 tries at that stuff. Like, so I think it's a lot of planning and a lot of just like fully just winging it. And like if you land, it's really cool. And I think the street snowboarding thing is just different. You can go to bed and you're like, all right, we got a new spot. We'll figure something else out. Back there, it's just so much for like. I don't know. I'm mad respect to those guys because they don't get a lot of opportunities. If it's cloudy for 3 weeks, they're just not filming. And it's pretty crazy.
Video parts have been done in like 2-3 days up in Haynes.
Exactly. If it's good, it's good, right?
Pre-build a bunch of jumps and then
or ride lines.
They don't even build. They just ride.
But Easton, you got to remember, you got to be good enough to land those jumps. We'll build them for 3 weeks and I'll fall on every single one of it.
And then you're just done.
Sitting on a goose egg. Okay, like
big goose egg.
Yeah.
And they might sit up there for weeks on end too, waiting for that sunny day. It's tough.
Yeah,
tough
but
road.
I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did like the Whistler and I bought a truck and a sled and drove out there. And I thought that's what you had to do to turn pro.
That's step
so
one.
I was like, I did that. And then I remember Sexton like 2 years. 2 years later, they're like, we're gonna focus on more street stuff. And I'm like, how do I sell all this shit? But I'm really glad I did all that because it was like kind of a rite of passage. Like at least I did it, being out there with the guys that have pioneered it, and it was pretty impressive to say the least of like how good those guys are and can be. And beyond snowboarding, building shit, knowing the terrain, like everything, knowing the weather.
Whole different aspect.
It's a whole nother thing, yeah.
All right, we got another guest question. This is a voicemail. Thanks to everybody that called and left us a voicemail. That's for the next ones. We announced we're going live. We do one a month all winter. You guys can just call in, leave voicemails, ask a question like this gentleman right here.
Hey, what's up, Bommel? What's up, Reid? It's Nick Rayleigh here, a.k.a. Nick Rayleigh 710. I got 2 questions for you guys today. First one off is, what's your guys' opinion on people coming up to you while you're riding at a resort and they're just coming up to say, like, hi, or they recognize you from, like, a video part? And my second question is geared kind of towards Reid. I was wondering if he knew maybe we could expect to see a Cobra Dog appearance this winter back on Mount Hood. Anyways, thank you guys for the opportunity to call in. Quick shout out to all the people that are hiking PVC up Mount Hood right now in the past couple of weeks. And also, Grindy's dog, Phil, he's the best. Thank you guys. Bye.
Damn.
Wow.
He just gave the key. He just gave the key to my heart. I'm going to give him the super air horn.
Wow. Oh, wow.
For Phil? You mentioned Phil the dog?
Absolutely.
Yeah, shouting out PVC hikers, shouting out. Yeah, the beginning of the question I think was what do we feel when someone comes up to us at a resort and wants to say hi? And
I'm stoked when that happens. Like I think that's so cool and it makes me feel good about myself and happy to take a photo or.
You don't cool guy him? You don't cool guy him?
No, I think that's fucking dope. I was definitely, if I saw someone, was definitely that kid too. So and. That just makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. So I think
which
it's cool.
We all know is a little up for debate, but
definitely still up in the air. You, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Especially having this brand. If I see a kid with a public snowboard and they come up, it's like unlimited banks, and I'm like, where'd you get it? And like, it's cool. It's a cool connection to the kids that come up to you, and I think it takes a lot for them to do that too. And it's like I remember being a kid and walking up to pros and just putting it out there, and I think a lot of them, you got mixed. I've had bad responses and good responses, and that can really shape, the future of that kid's life. So, going out of your way to give them the time of day and ask them a couple questions or something, like, it's not hard for me. It's something I strive to do because it's like I really am genuinely interested, and I think every time it's like it's really cool. It's a small industry. It's not like you're an actor walking in like you're just so scared. It's like, you know, it's
you
really
see
cool.
Stony Buds at the mountain.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like- he's like Matthew McConaughey walking around Hollywood Boulevard, basically.
I would say probably more.
Got to put a face mask on.
Say what's up.
He walked in here with sunglasses on today.
Yeah,
and he face palmed me out of the way. And I was like, oh, it's
Hood
but
up.
it's Joe.
I didn't even know it was Joe. I just face pumped.
He was like, no photos right now.
Yeah, no photos.
You made a really good point, though, that huge impact, the negative situation can be when you meet an idol. I've had that with a pro skater when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And
It hurts.
I remember, like, it hurt me so bad. I was so crushed because I idolized these guys. So I think since I had an experience as a young kid where a pro I looked up to was a dick to me, I've always tried to, I hope I've done okay, but I've always tried to make it a point to not do that. And I think the other thing that people need to realize is that, like, we're just snowboarders. We all, whether your name's on the board or whether you're, Mark Mick at the top of X Games or whoever, everybody riding a snowboard, there's no different. We're just humans that are snowboarding, and that everybody can talk to each other, and there doesn't need to be any cool guy shit.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Same thing. It's like, I just think the reaction you can give can make or break something like that. Like, if you're a dick, the kid might be like, well, I don't even know if I like snowboarding then, or I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
I got a funny story with Chris. It's on my episode if anyone wants to hear about it.
Let's talk about that.
You ran into Chris and he cool guyed you?
He was a dick to me at first.
We were homies, though. I knew you.
Yeah, we knew each other.
You were like some fucking. I knew you by name.
No, I sold a fucking broken board at the pro sale for $10, and Chris was selling boards for $300 and came over and was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is your
You're fucking up my business over here."
He was fucking up the business.
He was fucking up everybody's
He needed
business.
that.
And then after that, I was like,
Chris turned into Frank Lucas from
Chris.
American Gangsters.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Chris did that for all of us.
20%.
Here's your 20%.
and I probably didn't fuck with Chris for like a good 2 months after that.
You
And now we're boys though, so it's all good.
Well, let's
bet
be
you don't
real.
sell
You
boards
were
cheap.
fucking up. Dude.
It's a broken board, bro. What are you gonna do with a fucking wall hanger?
How am I over here? I'm trying to sell a snowboard for $300, which is retails for $5 or $6, and you're over here. Hey, I got a board for $10.
It's
what
broken.
the fuck
I'm
am I
trying to get
supposed-
like a Hector's burrito down the street with this thing.
I don't even think it was broken, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it
now
was.
It seems like it's an embellished
I think
story
it
at
was
this point.
used but not broken.
Oh, it was broken.
You didn't say that during your interview.
Yes, I did.
You did? I don't think you said it was
I at least hope
Broken,
I
like
did.
unrideable?
No, like
It was
busted
rideable.
edges, but like busted over like inches.
a great jibbing board still.
$10.
Sounds like a
$10.
$300 board to me. I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, in that condition, at least 100, I would say.
Yeah, $10 for a. Those things take. There's a
Yeah,
lot of work that goes in those. You're disrespecting
It was
the
fucking
board.
broken, Chris.
It wasn't that broken.
I stand behind.
Well, I'm gonna. I actually might have that guy's number, so we can maybe.
Let's give him a call. Bring it
But
on.
this
We'll
is at a
inspect
point
it.
where you read, you're already getting free snowboards.
Yeah.
So it's not like you were
It's
a
not the
random kid
same
walking up to
scenario.
Chris and.
Oh
doing
no,
that.
no. It was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was fine. And we're friends now, so it's like
it doesn't.
it's like
It
a
seems.
laughing
It
thing.
seems like it. Well, it seems like
little
you're
debatable.
There's something to figure out.
Yeah, we gotta have a little talk. We gotta take a knee.
How long ago was this?
This is a
I was
while ago.
18,
Long
so
time.
Oh,
5, 6 years ago.
That's so Grenier harboring just some deep seated, just you burned me way back then. I haven't quite let that go yet.
6 years ago at the pro sale.
It was 6 years, 14 days, and 3 hours.
I lost out on $250.
Well, I'm just trying to help you a little business and entrepreneurship. Trying to put a couple extra bucks in your pocket here.
Oh, you were trying to just say charge more?
I was well, yeah. I'm just.
Or he was undercutting your business?
He was undercutting the whole everyone's business.
One in the same. One in the same. Okay, so we got a guest question. This one's for Stony Buds. It's for our boy Stony Buds.
Stony Buds.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, y'all, this is a question for All Banged Up. This is for E-Stone. So I know you had your own signature DVS shoe, and I did just see that Gimbal God has his own signature board. So is there any other photographer or videographer or filmmaker that has their own pro model of anything else? Sweet, love the show. Thanks, guys.
There is. No, we're not doing this, Chris. Let's go, Chris. You don't want to do the voices, Butts? I don't, Chris. Are the people liking them in the comments, Jules? Do they like the voices?
We haven't got any comments about the voices.
Oh, okay, no voices.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right.
Cool.
So, pro models on media. There is, man. There's Andy Wright had a shoe the same time I had a shoe. What else we got?
Yosh had skis.
Yeah, Yosh had some. What do you have? Skis? Yosh did not have skis.
Blotto's got a board.
Like hella photos.
Oh, yeah,
Blotto's
got like a board with Bergen. I know in skateboarding, like Blayback has a bunch of pro models with different people. I mean, it's out there. I think it's cool when brands do that with
Where's
artists.
that Justin Meyer?
I think Tyler
I don't know if it would
Orton's
sell. I don't know if it would sell.
got like a boot with K2 through Sage or something.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Tyler
think
Orton?
through Sage, or
That's
or
sick.
the boot is called like the Orton boot or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
Brands, it's cool. They team up. They collaborate with the media people they use, and I think it's a good thing.
Well,
that is cool.
You know, Deadlong actually, he had his photo featured on his board, and he took a picture of a bag of weed. And,
Yeah,
and
that was his
so
own.
kind of a
Is that
same
signature
deal.
piece?
Yeah, I call it a signature piece. It was a pro model.
It was a pro model.
So Deadlong can be maybe thrown in there.
Yeah. They're out there, and they're cool projects.
All right, good stuff. All right, let's get into a little check-in with Joe Sexton. We're going to talk to Jay Sex, the kid, here for a little bit. We'll give him the mic for a minute. What's going on? What's new with Public? For the listeners that don't know, you own a snowboard company called Public, so fill them in.
It's been really fun. We're about to ship season 7.
Pull that mic a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
7 years deep. Already.
7 years deep. It feels like
yesterday
or 20 years. But
Congratulations.
yeah. Thank you. It's been really cool. I never really set out to start a board brand, and I think to kind of get where we're at now is really fun. It's been a lot of challenges, and I gotta just shout out Josh Manolas and Nick Green, and that's just been the team, and we just kind of keep our head down. Everyone wears a lot of different hats, and a lot of fun projects coming out. We actually have a Huff project coming out with Huff Worldwide, which is pretty crazy, and honestly just really appreciative of everyone that has bought a product and kind of is getting behind what we're doing. We're getting some good shop support and some really solid retailer partnerships and stuff like that, and we're going to keep our head down and just keep going because I think we're just having fun with what we're doing, and we got a new warehouse, and it's starting to feel like a real brand. But honestly, just like thanks to everyone that has supported what we're doing, and I think we're really looking forward to the future too.
It's really cool when you go to Minnesota and you see, like, I feel like you guys have a huge population of kids that are hyped on Public. You
I
go
don't
to
really
Highland
see them
Hills.
anywhere else in Minnesota.
We got a lock there though.
Maybe,
So
yeah, maybe in Minnesota, but nowhere else.
no, anything. It's like when I see it, I'm just like, where'd you? I think it is small enough to where that connection is still there, and I don't want to necessarily lose that because I don't really. I think the bigger, even if we get huge, I still want to have that appreciation for people that are buying our product and stuff like that. So,
what about board development and stuff? Are you guys trying to get dialed in and working hard at that?
We are, yeah. We're actually doing like a free ride board for the following year, and I'm super excited about that. It kind of takes us out of that rope tow realm, and I think that's always going to be our roots, but at the same time we really do think we have a product that is all mountain and can translate into totally every different world, and so I think it gives us an opportunity to open up some new doors, some mountainous areas, and really show and spread kind of like the Public vibe and brand to a different customer. So we're really excited for that one.
Well, gotta ask, everybody wants to know, how's the footy stack looking? You got clips this year? You sitting on a goose egg? Where are we at?
My footy stack?
Yeah.
It's not quite a goose egg.
Not quite a goose egg.
But let's just say I focused a little more on the brand this year.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm not going to be an old head. Reid, I'm going to film. I'm going to film next year.
You're not. I did still love it, though.
I do still love it. I filmed tricks this year. It's just, and I hate that excuse of there's just so much going on. But there is trade shows and there's a lot of different things. And I think I like the idea of balancing both. But I'm passionate about this pursuit of Public and the, entrepreneurship side, and I get the same or a little less or the same out of something cool happening there, as it feels like getting a trick sometimes. So I'm just kind of going with what feels right too.
And even more respect to keep doing it when you got other shit going on. It's just extra cool to see. If I saw a Wiz clip when he was doing
For sure.
Adidas team manager shit, I was like, that's so fucking sick to see Wiz.
Yeah.
Like no one's asking him to do this. He's just doing it because he loves it. Same with like.
Yeah.
I'm asking this for myself now, personal question, because it's when you got a brand, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of emails. There's a lot of, you have a crew of people over at Public, and, you're constantly dealing with accounts and reps and boards and getting the boards to the shops on time and making sure the team riders have boards. And there's all this stuff that goes behind the scenes of running a brand that not everyone, I don't know if understands how much work it is. What is the key? How do you find the balance to do both?
I'm going to have an insane support from Josh and Nick, honestly. Like, I think the three of us work so well together. And I think it's just like breaking things into like little small tasks. Like, there's no problem too big to solve. It's like, all right, like someone needs boards and this and that. And you think it's going to take this long, and you put your head down, it really only takes maybe a day or something like that, So I think for us, it comes with like those guys willing to wear a lot of different hats, and all of us willing to just do different things to move this thing forward. I think if like one of them was like, that's not my role, then maybe, maybe that'd be different. But those guys are so dedicated and just such awesome people, and we're like the best of friends, that I think that's been the success of it too, is just like they're willing to just pick up pieces. And when I'm filming on trips, it's like I need them to ship a couple packages or something like that. So it's a lot of work, but when it's so fun and it's with your friends, it truly doesn't feel like work. And that's been a really cool thing too, to realize. Like, we go on these things and everyone's like, how big? It's like, yeah, but it's fun. And we're having fun, and we like the same thing when a kid just writes and is like, I got my package, I love it, or, just a cool experience. I'd still get goosebumps. And I think that's like, until that goes away, it's going to be, that's what I want to keep chasing. It's just that feeling.
I want to take a second and kind of commend what you're doing too, because I think when I look at snowboarding, I look at it a little bit bigger picture sometimes. And a lot of snowboarding maybe comes from the world of skiing, where it's like, ski companies, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe than maybe a skateboard company, right? So I love that, we care about our sport, especially Reid, me, Buds. We care about what snowboarding looks like. We want it to be cool. And I think you're doing a great job with creating an alternative product for the kid that wants a fucking cool crew, that wants to, that's proud to go serve up a nice backtail 270 on a down bar and fucking have a nice fit on. And I think you're doing a good job with that. So nice work.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And that's sort of like the ethos. We're not trying to be, obviously with growth, you want to be big someday or something like that, but we want to remain like authentic. And I think that's the biggest thing for us, is like, it's still small enough to where we can really connect with those people. And I think people hopefully feel that, and they see it with like who rides for the brand and who's a part of it and things like that. And anyone that gets on, it's like they have input. You can work on graphics, like, and maybe that's not the same as some of the bigger brands, and that's fine. And like, I think for us, it's just like, we are trying to do what feels right to us. And I think we just want to keep chasing that same thing of like, we don't want to just switch up our board graphics because somebody says they'd sell more this way. Like, I want to do what Josh thinks is sick, and like, if he knows what's up, and then usually 2 years later, everyone's like doing shit like that. Yeah. So it's like, man, like, I just think we're not trying to break the formula, and I think we're just, what we want to get from this is just fulfillment. And I think like, it's really cool to just feel that with the brand, and none of it feels forced. And yeah, so
you got such a good squad with Nick and Josh too. Like,
it's
those two
awesome,
seem
man.
like the shit.
And like, we were just out on a trip, and everyone meets, and it's like, this is the brand right here.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's like, no, this is it. And I love to be able to claim that too, because it's like, well, you guys, it looks like we maybe do a lot, and we have like a little. And I think it's just a testament to how hard those guys work and how much we all just love what we're doing.
And then you end up signing someone like the Box's shaman,
exactly,
Cooper Whittier, who's like, I want to ride for Public.
And even that's the coolest thing ever, is like when Cooper, I'm like first one to just be like, I don't have much money. Like, we just don't.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a really cool, like, people just, he wanted to be a part of what we're doing. And we wanted to be able to offer him like input on graphics, input on how things look. Like, also, he wants to learn how a brand runs too, and like learn, maybe he'll start his own brand. And that'd be cool to like give him the tools and like show him exactly how this all works. And I think just being a part of it and seeing it, who knows what happens with him, but like he made that clear of like, I just want to learn and kind of see how things work. And it's a controlled chaos over at Public, but I think also like hopefully he sees like you can do something with a lot with a little, you know.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Got a great head on his shoulders.
He does,
always
for sure.
just doing something. I feel like nowadays more than ever, like you gotta have. Or at least, I mean, some people can like fully do just the snowboarding thing, but I think it's definitely smart to have something else going on. You can't bank on it like you used to be able to bank on it.
No, and he does, but that adds value too, right? Like he's doing some cool clothing stuff, and that'll play off what he does in snowboarding.
Yeah.
He'll wear that shit, you know, snowboarding, and I think that's not a bad way to look at it either. And I think all of it ties together, you know.
Last question we got to talk about is that shit golf swing of yours. I've seen you golfing a bunch. How's that snap hook into the woods looking?
Can we do a live stream tomorrow
how's that
on the golf course?
How is that slice?
We're playing golf tomorroong.
Wow.
So everyone watching this,
At what time?
We're playing at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Yeah.
So I want everyone to just check in and see who won.
We're going to be doing some gambling.
You guys should go live for a minute so we
Should
can
we go
see
live?
both your slices.
You know what nobody wants to see on the internet is
we wanna
people
see.
fucking golf, dude. I see people I golf. Nobody needs to see that shit.
It would be nice just to see a swing or two, you know?
But let's talk about Bud's swing.
Mine was pretty dope.
Yeah,
Dude, I like to see that golf content.
I'd like to provide a little context. Bud,
you know, you did the bomb hole cup. You should do a bomb hole invitation scramble.
Tourney? Oh my god,
a scramble golf tourney.
We did a great tourney with Save a Brain. It was awesome.
Bud's hit me up and he said, "Dude, I haven't golfed in years, but I have 2 hole-in-ones."
I do have.
He spelled
really? Do you really?
I really do.
A little bit of a flag. He spelled it WHOLE in one in the text.
Did I do that?
Oh.
That's autocorrect, bro. That's like my phone will just type what it types.
Had to have been executive course. Par 3 executive course, right?
And then he goes.
One was at Vail, one was in Vermont.
And were they real like par 72 courses?
Dude, they were real, professional golf courses.
My where it gets a little fishy is you step up to the ball, you whiffed the first 3 times, trying to make contact. I'm just.
But
saying.
that's who makes the hole in one. They cold top one. It just rolls up. He's like, "Oh, it went in." And meanwhile, I'm just like got all the gear on, pin seeking, and I can't put one in.
I would say we used as many of my first hits as we did of anyone else out there in that tournament. We did
because you had the highest handicap.
Yeah, no, it was a best ball.
I was pulling the
best
team.
ball, really?
I was pulling the
Yeah,
team
he was our
along.
anchor. He was our
All
anchor.
right.
Aside from the 3 whiffs right out of the gate, he was our anchor.
Okay.
There was some whiffs.
Practice swings.
No, he was not our anchor.
There was
He made some putts. He made a couple. Dude, we used his ball.
We used my ball
at least like 3 times. Yeah,
no,
it was good.
More than 3.
So, yeah, going on. We're gonna pivot here, and we're gonna talk about Reid over here.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. I mean,
There isn't.
Psych.
Yeah. How's the footy stack looking? How's the clips?
Decent.
Yeah.
Nothing. I feel like at the end of the year, you're never really satisfied. So
They throwing you right in the middle with just that shit song.
I haven't seen it, so probably.
We got
Just
this
that kinda-
leftover song. We got to get it in.
It's like
here.
that. Everybody at the premiere is taking a bathroom break at that one.
Yeah, piss break.
Yeah, the piss break song.
Probably that mid piss break.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, Reid's part song. I got to go to the bathroom.
How we feeling?
Psych. I look forward to his shit.
You're feeling good about it though? Feeling strong?
Just normal.
It doesn't look that hyped.
Nothing crazy. I feel like, but I don't know. You don't want to be like, oh, it's fucking awesome, and then it's.
Well, let me ask you this: in the box, who's sitting on the heat?
Everyone's got good shit.
This guy's always.
What's up
got
with this
that-
stuff?
Actually, though,
like Louis Vuitton,
I have.
professional
There's
media
like,
We get
training.
one. Yeah.
Did you get a media training?
He's got a
for
PR
seminar? Did you get a
PR person
seminar?
who killed it out there.
but there's
Everybody did great.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Participation awards for everyone.
Who fucking beat the shit down, dude? Just tell us.
I
always
honestly
somebody.
think that everyone got something that's really special to at least them. And there's so many of us.
But who's the stand?
What about
There's
the
always a
shaman? The
standout.
shaman, was he on one
I
again?
feel like everyone has like a very similar as far as like quantity goes. It's very similar.
So it's a
amount.
video with 10 clips per. Everyone's got 10 clips.
Probably
Joe just wants to
right
get the
around there.
shaman was the guy that beat it.
Yeah, no, fucking Coop's got incredible shit, of
There it
course.
is,
But so
okay.
does Dan, so does Coop. Robbie did some fucking really dope shit. Ryan, Jonas, Noah. I mean, Noah
you
got a
just gonna
fucking
name
cover.
everyone?
The Dustbox is
You're
the
gonna name
future,
everyone.
for sure. Like they're doing it right.
Very
Like,
anticipated movie, right?
No,
there.
but I feel like more often than not, there's not a single standout person because we try and keep it very, very family style.
Yeah, that's
while
sick
we're
too.
filming.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
sick
want
too.
anyone just like if someone's sitting on a bunch of stuff, then you kind of like take a back seat for a second and help everyone else out.
That's a good point, Chris. You remember that.
Everybody
when you film for video.
You get penalized if you're killing it. You don't get to jump on the spot.
Chris would actually take his board out, face palm people out of the way, and then go to the top.
Coming over old Triple Kink Joe on the that's you're going to be saddled up for a solid 8 to 9 hours.
I like to make sure I burn a whole day. So no
Joe would be more like, we're going to this rail. I'm going to do a 540 off it. It's going to be 3 days.
I could get this first try,
It's a
but
7-day trip.
It might take 3 days.
7-day trip. We have 5
international.
riders.
But that was
international. I'm going to take 3 days of your time.
But that's what we talked about with JP and Jeremy. They used to build these crazy setups that would take forever to build, and they would take all day, and they would get the trick in 4 tries. I'd be like, it's going to take 4 minutes to build this thing, and it's going to take me all day to do it. So it's like,
pick your poison.
Yeah, pick
Do
your
you want a
poison.
shovel or just chill at the bottom?
I would wait it out. It'd be like, I'm waiting my turn because this thing I'm trying is going to take forever.
And everyone better
and
be
then try number 278. He's walking up the stairs. You go, you got this.
Those are rookie numbers for Joe.
You got this, Joe. He goes, and then he just keeps going.
Try 562, more like.
There's such
but you gotta respect. You gotta respect the battle dogs. I'm a battle dog as well. I feel like I rarely get shit quickly.
Dude, I just skated in Seattle and I was freaking out for a clip at a skate park.
Sounds like
it doesn't go away.
Another day with Joe. That sounds like to me.
First, he had to panic about his outfit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's before you leave the room.
Yeah, you didn't even leave the house.
Yeah. All you got to do is say, Joe, those pants look a little weird. Next thing you know, another hour and he's got a whole, mirror going and the whole 9.
Those kind of have a weird taper on them. High taper.
Taper will kill me.
Reid,
taper will be
Dust Box news. You guys putting out the merch still? What's up?
Yep, we got some merch coming. A lot of those boys were in New York for a bit, so I honestly haven't even seen. I just saw Coop today for the first time since the big snow event. So everyone's getting back this week. Gonna be really fucking dope to see everyone. Probably get a little barbecue going. Got the skate ramp resheeted in the backyard, and
let's go.
Just hang with everybody again.
I saw you slinging meat missiles over at Cobra Dog.
What are meat missiles?
Skin bags. Some skin bags.
Glizzies. Slinging ween.
Glizzies.
Yeah, so he's slinging skin bags over at Cobra Dog.
Skin bags is a great name.
How's that business?
I love it. Working with Wiz and Spenny and Tucker. It's and Skrill. It's so Jill sometimes. It's just a blast, and we get to, it's cool because you're never really doing the same thing because we switch up where we're serving all the time and new customers, and people are usually really fucking cool at like Fisher or TF or any of the Twilight series. Everyone's super cool. We went to the Utah State Fair and the customers sucked, and we were there for like 12 days straight. It was not the dopest.
What makes a bad customer?
Just like rude and no tip and
not the homie.
at the breweries they're like down to chat and like they want to hear like the Cobra Dog story and like say the minor things like please and thank you and at the fair a lot of Blue Lives Matter flags flying around and 0 tips and just kind of being rude.
Yeah,
but that I don't know. You gotta take that too. It's just what you sign up for. But it's super fun. Love working with the squad, and definitely gonna do it again next summer.
You still doing school?
Yep. Midterms on Wednesday, and then I got a fall break, and then a half a semester, and then I'm done. Graduated with a marketing degree.
Really?
Wow.
Holy smokes. Good for you, dude. Let's give you an air horn for that.
Holding down the video parts and putting a school career under the belt.
Well, I would go to school in the fall, which would go to like December 10th. And then go to school in the summer, which goes from like May 1st to like August 20th or something.
Wow.
So it was like, you're never really on a trip, like actually filming clips before like December 10th, at least nowadays.
That's a valuable marketer. Like, if you're going to work in snowboarding, you're like, you know exactly what.
And it's cool because
you've been in marketing meetings for 5-10 years.
Do you learn more in school or out in the streets?
Good question.
I would say if there's like some like in the past couple years there's been like some really cool guest speakers and like people that are some professors that are just doing it for fun because they've lived such successful lives and just want to like be there for the youth and learn more from those people and guest speakers. But I would say other than that, learn more in the streets.
Love it.
And it's not just about like being a bookworm. You got to just be able to like, especially in marketing, just like communicate with people and have those face-to-face skills.
To see what's going on out there in the world.
That contact list is crucial.
It's all about that contact list.
Traveling the world at a young age, and then like most people haven't done that, and you can navigate that.
Are you guys are you in the market for a public marketing manager by chance? Would you hire Reid?
We may be. I would hire Reid.
I don't know about that.
I just think it would be nice to just have that in my back pocket, and if snowboarding's not working out, you don't have to like claw on and be an old head. You could just be like, all right, I'm out.
There's guys that have done it with grace, you know, like look at Ika or someone like that, right?
Wiz never even had a degree, and he's fucking. I feel like he could work wherever he wants now because he's had like 6 years at one of the biggest corporations.
Yeah, you get that Adidas job under the belt. You can go work where you want.
100%. It's never a bad thing.
Definitely can't hurt. And happy.
So you're pro college for the listeners?
I mean, if you can make it work, then yeah, do it. But also not everyone's like as lucky as me. I mean, I'm super privileged and had my grandparents pay for it. So if I was paying for myself, I probably wouldn't take out the loans and fucking go to school. So it depends on your situation.
Props to your grandparents for doing that for you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, one last thing. I saw you, Joe, at a Red Bull Imagination dirt bike event. It was Tyler Bierman's thing. And you were doing a little side hustle. I don't know if everybody does that, knows that you do that. So why don't you explain your little side hustle?
Side hustle?
I don't know.
I was really, it started with the Red Bull heavy metal thing. And I connected with Oren Tanzer, who was very involved in snowboarding for a long time, did stuff for Mammoth. Oren is the absolute man. He did stuff for Mammoth, Volcom, Red Bull, Quicksilver, has a long laundry list of accolades. And we did the heavy metal thing together, and I went up to him at the bar after, and I was like, that was so fun. And I actually liked the way that felt of just kind of like planning this thing out or just kind of giving my take on things. If you ever have any opportunities, like, let me know. Thinking it would just fall on like deaf ears. And then he hit me up. He's like, actually, we're doing this Red Bull soapbox, which is like a completely out of industry thing. And he was like, if you want to do it, like, and I just was like, sure. And then I just kind of have been getting my feet wet and tumbling along the way, but it's really cool to learn a new skill.
What is the skill that you're doing?
I think it's like event planning. I did like guest experience management, stuff like that. But it's really like the same thing. Everyone kind of wears all hats. Like me and Oren, and that's the best part about Oren. He's the top boss, and we're taking out garbage cans together. And it's just like really cool, like honest work. And so yeah, it's been really cool to work with him. And same thing, like you learn a new skill, and it feels like not as much pressure on maybe needing to make a ton of money off snowboarding or something like that. And I like the idea of expanding outside of that when in the off season and coming back in the winter months and like putting your head down and doing something like that. So yeah, I'm really grateful to Oren for giving me the chance, and everyone, and it's a lot of the stuff with Red Bull too. So like Eric Doomer and those guys for letting me kind of try. Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, guys, I think that's been a great show.
Yes.
I think we're getting ready to wrap this thing up.
Fun
anything else you want to cover? You got anything else on the docket, Joe?
No, it's great to see you guys again, and Chris and Eastone and Reid. I feel like I'm psyched I just got into town and we get to just jump into this. And again, I mean, Chris and Eastone, it goes without saying, you guys are crushing it. Reid, I'm excited to see your footage and excited for what you do in the future. And
all you guys aside, let's turn Reid pro. Let's get that guy pro. Get him on the pro.
Get out of here.
Yeah, officially.
Cool.
Reid, it'd be cool to hear those premiere dates one more time.
Oh, the Saturday before Halloween, I think it's the 29th.
Name of the
Little
video?
City. Name of the video. Fallen into place.
I was like, is it
something fall into place? It's still up in the air.
Fall in place?
Sort of fall in place.
Something like that. It's really cool.
And where's it at?
Little City. It's in Salt Lake, and then it will go online October 31st.
We gotta buy tickets, or is it free?
It's free. The lady there is friends. Wiz and Spenny lined us up with this lady that runs all these venues, and she's doing it for free for us too. And as far as like the venue cost and stuff, because she's holding it as like a community event, we're gonna have a couple food trucks there, Cobra Dogs, couple bands. It'll be fun.
This sounds awesome.
We're gonna bring some skate features.
Yeah.
You can like paint on the walls there. Warehouse with no roof.
Sounds cool.
Land primo, get a huge shinner. It'll be great.
Go home before the premiere.
Go home before Reid's part comes on.
Go take a piss when
Perfect
Reid's part
timing.
comes on.
No, support the Dust Box. Those guys are. That's literally the future and like what we, as a kid, would aspire to like want to be like you guys. So you guys are doing it right and carrying the torch. So respect.
Thank you so much.
You guys are making snowboarding look good.
That's a family operation over there.
Awesome. A couple last things. I guess Space Cadets coming on our YouTube channel. If you haven't seen Man Boys, that's on our YouTube channel. And thank you to everybody that tunes in. And we'll have another one. He's coming out next month. And if you want to leave a voicemail, feel free. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody that listens and tunes in, and all of our Patreon members, all of our sponsors. You guys kick ass. Have a good night. We'll see you later.